Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 21 of Aneria, the Shattered Realm.
Woo!
So glad to be back. Welcome, welcome. Are we all good? I'm speaking softly again. I've been doing this lately.
NPR.
Yeah, just because we've been talking about it.
I do love some NPR every now and then.
NPR stands for non-potable rodents in an area. So,
Obviously.
yeah, obviously.
They can't be poted.
But welcome. We're glad to have you tonight, and we're glad to have everybody back here. It's going to be an exciting episode, I really hope.
Can you see into the future?
Well, I try.
He is the DM.
I do it too many times, though, and like every time it's like a 25% chance that the god just tells me something wrong instead.
You just get a bloody nose.
Yep.
Turn into 11.
Is that why I get all the bloody noses?
Might be.
Yeah, okay.
No, that means
psychic.
that means you're Ralphie picking your nose
Too
too
hard.
much or not
Or
enough.
not enough, yep. But before we begin tonight, let's talk about the usual stuff. Subscribes, comments, likes. We don't
Ring
have
the bell.
them from you yet. Possibly. Tim?
On this video?
Joan? I'm talking to you.
Gertrude?
Specifically Gertrude? Helga?
Dorcas?
Dorcas? Yeah.
Are these just all the 7 brides and 7 brothers?
No, they're Adam,
Oh no!
Benjamin, Caleb, Daniel.
Of course you know.
What's
These are
he?
very manly brides.
Always the bridesmaid,
Dorcas is
never
one
a
of the
bride.
brides.
I remember Dorcas.
Yeah.
Frankincense, they call him Frank.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Gideon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch.
You know.
I played Zeke in that show, but I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh,
the
Ezekiel.
brother.
That was E. Yeah, thanks. That's the one I couldn't remember.
There you go.
Anyway, if you're one of those names, and even if you're not, you should subscribe and leave a comment telling us that you left a subscription because you're named Ezekiel or Dorcas.
Or just an emoji.
Just
Yeah.
poo emoji.
Exactly.
Skull and crossbones.
Just
The
anything,
usual.
anything to feed
No.
that delicious algorithm.
Don't let him dox you or peer pressure you into doxing yourself. You can still just leave a comment.
If your name is Dorcas, I do want to know about it. That is a great name.
Dorcas. That is a cool name.
Yeah, it
I
really
wanna
is.
have
very
some
biblical.
Dorcas.
Don't shoot, you'll hit Dorcas. That's the line.
Yep.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Your whole life just came full circle.
No, all of a sudden I'm 12 and I'm on stage. I'm like,
You know, I don't think we even started on the rails.
nope.
No,
I mean, yeah.
I forgot to build this track. Oops.
We're still
We
dangling
build it
from
as
the
we
crane.
go.
Yeah.
But backwards. We're laying it for the next
That's
person.
true.
Yep.
That's true.
Sorry.
Speaking
You're
of
not
laying
John
for the
Henry,
next
you're
person in
Henry
tracks, guess what else comes on tracks?
What
Our
else?
merch. Sometimes,
Yeah.
probably, no, it probably comes on a truck, but
Hopefully it
might
doesn't come on tracks.
Comes
That's
on the
very
Wells
dangerous
Fargo
these
wagon.
days.
Well, in
Same.
Ohio at least.
Yeah.
the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Please
Get
let it
some
be for me.
stickers.
But yeah, get some stickers, get some hats, get some cups, get some
Come on, that at
They
least
look like
that.
that.
Vegas swag
Showing
shirts.
That's what they look
shirts.
like.
Yep.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
The face doesn't come with it. Sorry,
No.
Maybe some more coming soon.
just this.
We've got some fun ideas. Historical Buttress Society was recommended, and I like that one a
I
lot.
like that.
So look out for that. Wait for like some art major to come by and be like, "Oh, where do I sign up for that society?"
Yeah, I was
and then you
trying
tell them to
tell you.
subscribe to us.
I'm so into
Yeah.
buttresses.
Then they look closer, and it's actually like just really cartoony cheeks in the Buttress Society.
It's just bolt.
It's just a peach
Yep.
emoji.
It's bolt.
It's
in
a
the
bunch
shape
of tiny
buttress.
bolts. Yep,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Holding up a wall. And this is my impression of a buttress.
Of a standard H frame.
I'm gonna have to do more research on these.
Unbuttress.
We need
Yeah,
to
like
talk
you
to a
gotta sign up
buttress
for-
expert.
Uh-huh.
If you know a buttress expert, put his name in details or hers in the comments.
Preferably one named Dorcas.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
That would
Dorcas
be
the
amazing.
buttress
Yeah.
expert.
Can you imagine?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Amazing.
None of those.
Yeah.
And then also, don't forget to join us on Fridays, where we do paint streams and art streams. Not at the same time, one or the other.
No. same
7 p.m. Mountain Standard
It is the
Time
same
until
time,
9
just not at
p.m.
the same
So
time.
feel free to stop by at any time. There's a really cool. It's been called the Tentakitty. That has been painted recently, but we might get to see that soon in a game. Who knows? And you might get to see it early if you join us.
Tentakitty.
And Syrinscape. We love them
Yes.
because they do things like this. And
It wasn't the cow.
that last. Don't worry, I healed you afterwards.
Thanks.
And
And
you
if-
have wings now, too.
Wow.
Polymorph.
Is my unicorn? Nope, it's not there.
Nope.
Wrong character.
And if you want to have fun sound effects and ambient noises for your game too, you should check them out. Our link is in the description, and we're not sponsored by them, but we do love them just the same. All right, I think we're ready to begin if there's nothing else.
Do we need a recap?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with a little bit of a recap tonight. Last time the party got together, they received a message from Aloma saying that his goddess had told him to go off on his own in search of her, basically, and offered Aramis to come with him, but that time came and went. Did Aramis, was he tempted at all in
Not
that
really.
situation? Yeah?
I mean, more just kind of like, oh man, he's gone. But then was like, nah, see you later, Wolfie.
Okay.
We're moving on.
Having a revolution. You want to come?
Yep.
We are the
Forgot to
revolution.
print pamphlets.
And then the party met downstairs. They were talking with Kalmia, who was kind of explaining the situation with the harried arrow that day with them, and then introduced them to somebody that was going to act as a inspector for that specific situation in Fred, a whirlwind of a character who came in and basically decided that the entire party should wear maid outfits, or not maid outfits, lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
Sorry.
I think our whole
Man-made
group
cowboy.
dynamic
Yeah.
just went whoop,
Yeah.
right on its head. It's awesome.
Sorry.
But it was
worth
it
it.
was
Need a shake-up.
it was a nice little shake up, and we ended up waiting around and having a nice conversation, getting to know the new character, and her getting to know the group while we waited for the airship known as the Harried Arrow that had Theravix, a man who Aramis was hunting at Zolus's request. The airship came in late and basically crash landed into the airfield.
After being attacked by a ship with black metal and blue streaks.
You never saw that one, but they talked about it afterwards. Yeah. Yep. So you did go to the ship. Victor and Aramis snuck around the back and searched and found an empty holding cell where they kept the slaves that they were transporting to who knows where. Meanwhile, Fred and Bolt talked with Theravix and his crew up top, where they explained they were attacked, and they showed one of the creatures that attacked them, which was a construct that looked surprisingly like Bolt. And then at the point that Bolt went over to inspect it, it came to life again, not truly dead, and the rest of the crew also burst out of their skin, sort of, and got metallic bits to them, and it looked like they were also kind of mechanical in some way or another. After a very long, very harrowing fight that ended up on the lower deck, but started on the upper deck, the party managed to kill Theravix and not defeat the construct, but force it to retreat.
Yeah.
After telling Bolt that it would see him
It
soon.
teleported away.
It did.
Acquired an obsidian spider figurine.
Yes, you acquired
Pretty
the
awesome.
obsidian spider figurine, which is cool. And I think that was it. There might have been more that you guys recovered.
Oh, that's
From
right. It
there.
like popped off of that one dude, and now we can.
Yeah,
Someone
because
else-
he used it. He used it
Yeah,
against
that's
us.
right. Ooh, this is gonna be
Was
creepy
it obsidian?
and
I thought it was
awesome later.
emerald.
It was emerald.
I think if
technically.
I'm just
I haven't
thinking of-
given it the specific figurine that
Gotcha.
it is, and it definitely lost some of its power after you guys had taken it down.
Yeah.
But it definitely is there.
Bolt got infected with something.
Yes, Bolt did.
You had a
get
magical girl transformation.
Yes,
Yes.
and
Iris.
I lost my shield.
You went through puberty?
Yeah. Mechanical.
You're like Grogu. You like just go through it
Every
so
time I see
late.
Sailor Moon, I'm just gonna go puberty.
You formed a butthole
and then promptly closed it.
and then closed it. Yeah. No. So the Ald Steel shield went inside to combat the infection that was coursing through you from this mechanical creature, and it changed you on a fundamental level,
Yeah.
giving you some sort of like shiny new armor, not armor, but like metal skin with kind of like this blue lightning look, or however you want to
Is
describe
it,
it.
You said I am
is
officially
it
a
Ald, or is
construct
it
now.
something else?
It's something else. It's mixed with Ald.
So something from the Astral Sea, probably.
Yep. And yeah, you are officially a construct, And I believe I need to tell you exactly what that means here.
Can you send me the whatever link you can send me?
It means don't get caught up in shatter. Because you'll get
Yeah.
effed up.
And
Does that work if I'm the one casting it?
As long as you don't cast it on yourself, right?
I mean, can I choose not to hit myself with it?
So I am calling this voltaic steel. That's what you are now made out of. And I will create a new document because I'm not sending you the document that has all of my evil plans on it. That would be ridiculous.
I got a glance at it one time, and my face literally melted off Indiana Jones style.
Yep.
So
Yikers.
Don't worry,
It was
I've
a
got
mess.
something for that.
we had to put it back together.
I clicked that too many times and it's repeating itself.
my wings are still flapping. There we go.
Cast modify memory. You saw nothing.
Okay. So I'm sending this over to you, Scott, but for everybody's knowledge, because you are a construct, you have different abilities. You have resistance to lightning damage now.
Okay.
Whenever you would be dealt lightning damage by a friendly creature, you instead regain hit points equal to the damage dealt. And you have an ability called Voltaic Feedback. Whenever you cast a spell that does lightning damage, you regain 1d8 plus your con modifier hit points per spell level. Cantrips count as a first level spell. And you can use this a number of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus.
Dang, you are a walking fortress
No.
now.
And then whenever you are
Mattresses
dealt
and all.
lightning damage by an enemy creature, you redirect and absorb some of that energy. Until the end of your next turn, you can either expend this energy the next time you deal damage to deal an additional 1d10 lightning damage to the target, or use a bonus action to revitalize yourself and regain 1d10 hit points.
So it's like Zuko. He just
However, the exchange for this is you no longer can be healed by normal healing spells.
Yeah.
What about healing potions?
Healing potions will still work. I will say that they're
I will have converted them into
yeah, exactly. You can convert them
Voltaic
into
healing
batteries.
potions.
Yeah. Well, because like,
Batteries, what?
Ooh.
battery acid.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you said you were gonna send that to me.
Yes, already did. Already shared it with you.
Oh, okay. I'll check my email then.
I'm gonna have to be careful with shatter because that's like one of my go-tos. So I'm gonna have to
That's true.
sculpt around you now.
What kind of damage is shattered?
I'll just
I
constantly
think
in
it's
battle.
thunder.
I'll just go,
Okay.
don't shatter, don't shatter, don't shatter, don't shatter, don't shatter, over and over and over.
But Bolt is now supercharged and ready to fight.
Now,
Okay.
from a meta perspective,
Yes.
would he be aware of all of this,
I would say
or is this
not-
something
probably
we can
not
role
yet.
play out?
I would say that this is something he'd probably discover over
Okay,
time.
okay, got it.
Okay.
You might be aware that you no longer have any sort of living material inside of you.
Okay.
Just because
I
that
just want to
was
understand like how we react to it. Like if I would still,
Like-
I would assume that Victor, like if Victor doesn't cast spells, but if Victor had
Yeah.
a healing spell and he was like trying to cast something, he would probably still cast it until. Otherwise,
yeah.
noted.
So as far as what you guys can see, Bolt has some sort like a few pieces of him are like wooden or some sort of, it almost looks like an organic-ish material. Sorry. I need to look over here more. I even looked over here and I was like, the next time I'm going to remember it.
just put a really bright flash, like a camera flash, and push the
I
button.
need
so
like
it's
a HUD
it's like the
that
studio,
has
like,
it hanging in
applause.
my vision all the time.
The studio applause button that says they, them.
It's neon sign.
But
right
what
here.
you saw as they were being infected by this thing, all of that material was being turned into that same kind of dark colored
kind of rotted.
steel with that blue lightning that the construct and all of like Theravix and them had as well. And then when the Ald Steel went inside of him, it basically
You said him.
them. Thank you. That's a more violent.
Why did you do that?
I was confused too.
it's like the rubber band.
That's going to be easier. That is going to be easier and
Wait a
less
second.
deadly to
We just
throw
have
next
to-
time.
we just-
So okay.
We just have to throw something at him.
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that to the DM. I thought that was you. They were
I
untouchable.
didn't know either.
All right,
Anyway.
we gotta put up a new sign now. Like,
They
please,
can be damaged.
Wall of Force is now getting cast.
we are not professionals. Do not replicate at home.
Yeah.
Don't throw stuff at people.
Don't try this.
Unless they really deserve it.
That's fair.
That's on me. I'll take that. Yeah.
Children
Anyway.
watching with your parents, you didn't learn from us.
Once the Ald Steel shield went inside them, yeah.
See, it works.
It's fear. It's what it is.
Fear's a motivator.
You saw that color shift into the more bright voltaic steel look. And that is, like, obviously if you have a better name for it, you can call it whatever you want, because technically you are the one discovering it as Bolt. But I thought Voltaic Steel was a very cool name for it.
So does it have that appearance of like
It's very
lightning, like when it like hits something and it like arcs through, kind of leaves like a trace?
Yeah,
or,
what do they call that?
Or like you have a board that's wet. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
well, like when lightning hits a tree and you
so
can see
cool.
that, or like when
Yeah.
it hits the sand and the glass is like that kind of stuff.
It's
I
just
forget what it's
electrical
called.
arcing is what it's called.
No.
No, it has like a
Specific
super. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called though.
if you're an electrical engineer,
Name
Scouting
Dorcas.
at us.
name Dorcas. Skull and crossbones in the chat.
Yeah, don't give us the answer. Just give us the skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Just
think
so we know that you know, but we don't.
I think where we begin tonight is pretty much where we left off.
Lichtenberg figures.
So do you have Lichtenberg
I would have
figures? in?
never gotten that, but yes.
Yes, but
Never
they're less like just random, and they almost have kind of a pattern to them.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Pretty.
Like a Fibonacci sequence.
Maybe.
Ooh.
And then when
All
you're
right,
using
so
magic,
we're going to
they
go ahead and
fold
pick
in
up
on themselves.
exactly where we left off. Y'all are on the deck of the Harried Arrow, or sorry, below the deck, but also looking up at the sky of the Harried. It's a very beat up ship at this point. You've collected all of the gear that Bolt says is magical, which includes they had +2 weapons basically all around. So there's 3 +2 axes and 3 +2 spears as well.
I'll name one Brittany.
And then, of course, who picked up the Masterwork scythes from Theravix? I think you might
I
have,
must
or Fred did.
I picked up the little spider thing.
You picked the spider. Okay.
I don't recall.
But I didn't put it in my
I did not collect them. I will write them down though.
They
I
are
think
they are
I'm
basically
just gonna sell
I think it was
Yeah.
it was late.
Oh,
It was
right there. 2
it was
master
like-
sights.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, they're basically +2 hook swords.
Okay.
In case you're curious about what that is.
Yeah.
specifically.
Unless anybody wants them, I'll probably just sell them.
Yeah, I was just thinking we could just anything that we can't use, we could sell and
Yeah.
And when I say +2, I don't mean that they're magical. I just mean that they're masterwork, so they give that honed edge.
Right.
But they aren't considered magical weapons
Okay.
at this point.
same with the axes and spears.
Same
correct?
with the axes and spears.
So
yes.
+2 to yeah. Okay.
So they're just very high quality weapons, but they're not magical weapons.
They have a
Gotcha.
heron mark on the blade.
Yeah. And that's a way to make some characters or some monsters that you fight a little bit tougher without giving you guys a bunch of magic items after you kill them.
Yeah.
All
a
magic
+2
items
weapon
disappear after
is still
fight.
really good. It's just not magical, so it doesn't get the bonuses for resistances from magical weapons and whatnot. Anyway, I have justifications for it, and maybe I'll talk about them someday.
Maybe on like a podcast.
Yeah,
or
maybe
something.
on a podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
we'll see.
Just plant the seed.
How's
early.
that? Yeah, how's that subscriber count going?
Foreshadowing.
Come on, Dorcas.
All the
we need-
Dorcases
that is-
At
in
least
the
the
12
world.
last-
more Dorcases to sign up.
That is the last Dorcas joke, I promise.
Maybe on your end.
Yeah. Comedy comes in 5s, apparently.
There
Hundreds.
are
Yeah.
5 of us here.
Yeah, 1 for each. 1 Dorcas for each of us. Everybody gets a. Oh my gosh, I
Cute.
can't stop. Alrighty. Okay, let's build the track here, and the guards are going to come on.
Okay.
Basically, after everything's over, the fighting has died down, and Quarian, the elf, the kind of moronic head of the guards, comes
He's
charging.
got a good
in.
heart.
He does.
right?
He does have a really good
He's
heart.
a really good heart.
But he's very dumb. And you notice that from the moment that he let you pick up your weapons while he was escorting you to jail.
yeah, well,
So he comes
he's just
rushing
nice.
in,
He just we asked him nicely, and he was like,
fist raised, and he goes, "Where are they? What's going on?"
"Oh, calm down, friend. They're, well, I kind of just I'm assuming they're still bodies.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Did you need to kill them?
They seem to be being controlled by something. You see how they're kind of partially metallic?
Oh yeah.
Something was controlling
Can't
them
smell them.
and infecting them.
What do we do with the bodies then?
If you want to take them back to town and have someone investigate him, I guess you can. We don't have any claim over them.
Yeah, I mean, they're...
You don't need to do anything for Zolos.
Yeah. You already smeared the ashes, and you actually got your next
I did.
track
I did.
to Arconis.
Did we talk about that?
Not yet.
Okay.
You might have mentioned, like, you guys want to take a trip to Arconis. But...
I think that's...
Oh,
yeah.
also, revelation from Fred at the end of the episode that I completely forgot about. You want to kill your dad.
I mean, just a little.
Just a little.
Who of us don't?
Out of our characters or real life?
I mean, I myself.
Some people have bad childhoods, guys.
Very attached to their fathers.
Not me. My dad's all right. he's kind of a boomer sometimes, but he's all right.
Man,
You were
such a boomer.
Preston was speaking in character, and then you're like, "Not me, normal." I was like, Bolt doesn't really know his dad.
No, I do not know my dad.
Or dads. You might have to.
That's true.
Sure.
Or Tom.
Excuse me. I think what you meant to say is, thank you. Right? We did your job for you. How much do you get paid per day? Because I think you owe us that for doing your job.
I mean, that would be something that you would want to take up. I'm officially like the captain of the guard. Sorry, who are you?
Don't accept things from Victor. They may be cursed.
That's not cursed. It's a contract. If they're getting paid and we're getting paid for them, it will detail all. Yes.
Here you go.
He's gonna take it and just kind of. He's gonna open it up and he's gonna look through it and start reading it. And you see, like, his eyes start really fast and then they slow down and then they like stop and then they go back up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Allow us to summarize for you, Victor.
Oh yes. Yeah. Well, it's just a standard contract. You know, should we do your job, you pay us your wages.
Right.
I'm gonna grab the contract.
Well, hold on, because we helped the town, right? I think we deserve something for this.
The only payment.
Yes, I agree.
Is the death of Thermix. So we're good. Right?
No,
He's good, but
I do agree. We do deserve something, and I would like to claim salvage rights on this airship.
I would like a parade in my
piece of crap.
Let's go ahead and get some persuasion checks going here.
And you want to
parade in your honor, salvage rights. Pay like one of you for paying his wage to you.
That's a 24.
Not just yours, but
24.
however many people. I mean, I'm pretty sure we just one
That
of us
is a 26.
4 or 5
26.
up to you.
A 9.
A 9.
Yes to the parade, no to the ship.
Yeah.
What?
17. 17 plus.
Look, I kind of like pull everyone up and say, look, we need a ship if we're going to Arconis. We don't have one.
Right.
And from what I saw outside, this one is a little beat up now, but it can't be fixed.
All right. How about this? The parade, but like Macy's Day Parade style. So, like, this is in the air.
You know, Macy from the Manaport.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, never been there. I heard that parade is really good though.
It is.
Yeah.
You're not missing anything.
It's the least you could do for us. And really,
It's the parade for Mace Day, is what it is, where everybody runs around wielding maces over their heads and shouting.
yes, Macy's Day Parade. You don't really want this anyway. Look at all the blood on the floor.
That would save me a bunch of cleanup and some paperwork for sure.
It's fair.
Okay, so I don't think I can do the parade. Sorry, but in exchange, I think I can get you the airship. If that's, I mean, it is salvage rights.
Deed and lieu, yes, all ours. Free and clear.
Yeah.
Make sure if there's any
Do
background.
a contract for that.
Oh, yes, no, I don't. But I will. Oh,
Here, right on the back of this one.
You'll want to
Alright.
settle that up with the harbor
We're
master.
gonna need a crew, right? This is a big ship. Don't we have a friend who might want to go to Arconis? I've only met him once, but he seemed nice.
I talk about Helm or someone else.
He was a little guy, white, skin, short, crocodile-looking.
Keskus.
That's the one.
yes.
Yes.
That goes over
Great.
Preston. Thank you.
I don't know if people want to go, but part of the reason why I think we should fix this one up is we've used the greatest treasure enough.
That's
and
fair.
he is starting his own. If you notice, he had a crew of his own. But I was thinking, if we needed crew, I've got a couple of my old crew that might want to join us. We could always hire out as well.
That could work. We could, if we need the dragon's heart, I could probably take it without him knowing.
No.
It's a dragon's heart.
Oh.
No.
What's a dragon?
No, he doesn't have a dragon's heart.
Do you want to roll insight on that? Deception?
Victor's like,
That's a
backpedal.
natural 20.
You don't even have to roll. You're
No,
fine.
hold on. I have advantage on it for some reason.
Cloud Giant
19!
ruined
No,
that.
I didn't get a 20.
Yeah.
It's a 19, so yeah, I would not be able to deceive.
Figure of speech. It's what he calls the engine to make it sound more impressive.
I just technically have advantage.
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
because of your Cloud Giant rune. Yeah.
You're lying to me.
I also rolled a natural 20.
Okay, what's your bonus?
+0.
For what?
Deception. And then insight for you.
Yeah, for mine is +0.
Minus
on
one.
insight.
Minus one.
Dang it! So close.
I don't think. I should not have said it, please. This stays between us.
Excuse me, Aramis. Sorry, you're standing on an arm. We need to.
Sorry.
The guards are like packing up the bodies in bags and.
I don't even realize.
Yeah. Well, you've been like hero posing this entire time, like Captain Morgan style.
Listen, I know she's like honorary member of the team and stuff. Did you think he hurt? Do I need to kill him?
No, we don't need to kill the guard. He's a friend of ours.
Are you sure?
I mean, I consider him a friend.
I think we should only kill people who have done bad things, right?
Listen, if you tell anyone what you heard here, I will kill you. I will come in the night, find you, probably your family too, and I'll kill them one by one in front of you.
Okay, are you threatening an officer? Because that's illegal.
Only if you tell people. It's a condition. This is hypothetically. You tell people about what I said.
He's joking, obviously.
Hypothetically. Oh yes.
Joking.
No, I'm not joking.
Kill him together.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go. Thank you for your service. I'll talk to Kalmia about that whole paying you my wage thing.
No,
I
you can
guess.
keep the wages. Just keep it quiet, okay? Don't tell nobody.
Okay.
Yes.
See you later.
Later on, he's gonna
Right?
be like debriefed by the council, and he's gonna be like,
Debriefed
I
again?
didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing.
You can tell them about what's here, just not what I said.
But don't mention anything about the hush money.
Wait, we got hush money?
I'm gonna like pat him on the shoulder and be like,
I'm just trying to confuse him
let's
so
talk
he
about
all
the
says all the wrong
ship
things.
salvage rights, and I'm gonna steer him away
You want to
from.
talk to the harbor master about that?
Yes. Why don't you
So
walk?
I always get a big headache when I talk to you guys. I don't know why.
I'm very sorry. Here, have a healing potion.
Oh, thank you.
It's battery acid.
I will give him one healing potion.
Yes. He's just gonna walk away, just kind of like cradling it and wondering what the heck just happened. And if like,
You went from like, okay, this is everything's good, to like, I'm gonna get killed.
you're lucky that like I rolled the captain of the guard as an idiot here. It is Meadstead. All right, so yeah, talk to the harbor master or the dockyard master. I don't know.
How far out was the ship when it landed?
It was in the dock area. It was in the landing area. So it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't. Like
They were
this.
able to limp.
Yeah, they
in
were
and-
basically able to limp in, and then like at the last moment. Yeah. And yeah, basically salvage rights exist here. You got it. It's your ship. The previous owner's gone. Nobody
Now,
else
is
wants
there-
to lay claim to it.
Is there something on the ship that something magical that can basically like, imprint ownership over the ship type of a deal, or I don't know, like I don't know how that works in an area. Is there?
You just have to rename it, right? Like we scratch out Harry Darrow, name it what we want.
Yeah, there's no like. It's not like a magical attunement where the ship is like, you're my friend now or anything. It's just your ship, and like the dockmaster will draw like a deed for it and everything, a new deed and everything, so that you can get that taken care of.
What do we think we should call it?
What about the Wayward Wanderer?
Wayward Wanderer? Like it?
That's pretty cool.
The broken
about-
arrow?
I don't like.
What
naming,
about-
I don't like naming ships
Death's
after
Harbinger.
negative things.
Like wayward?
That doesn't mean it's negative.
It's just going to be getting lost over and over and over again.
That just means more fun adventures for us.
I do love
What
adventures.
about the Star Gazer?
Ooh. How about Star Cruiser? Crash.
No,
It's
no crashing.
Yeah, it's part of the ship.
What about the Galaxy Express?
Ooh.
Does Aramis know what a galaxy is?
He heard it one time.
Yep.
Saw it in a book.
It sounds very cosmic. Cosmic brownies.
The cosmic brown.
What about
Einor's brownies are the best.
the Cosmic Wanderer?
What
But
about
wander again,
The
that feels
cosmic-
negative.
It just means that we are traveling.
Well, you have a little bit of time to think about it.
Well,
Also-
I need a name to go
How about
claim.
TBD? To be determined? Nah. Come now, it's a joke.
The bold determiner.
Well, I'm going to need some kind of name to tell the Dockmaster.
Well, we're going on this Enterprise, but I'm pretty sure there's one out there that's
Starship
already named
Enterprise. Yes.
There's also
I
technically
believe
a
that's already
Stargazer.
taken.
All right,
There's also
let's
technically a
go
Stargazer.
with the Wayward Wanderer. Right? Pretty good. I like it.
Wayward
Keeps
and
the-
wander it. Two negatives make a positive.
Exactly.
doubles it
True.
down.
Because two negatives, you just like that.
Cancel each other out.
Yep, that's how I always. That's,
It
how,
is-
that's when I
it
was
is
when I was in
mathematically
seventh
sound.
grade or eighth grade when I first
Perfect.
learned about like negatives and positives. I was always like, oh yeah, two. If you have minus minus, it makes it's a plus because it just goes like that. Yeah. Common Core math. Perfect.
Common Cory math.
Common Core math. Yep.
It's in your head.
All Corys do that math. It's common. It's well known.
We can always change the name later, but for now,
I think it keeps the branding consistent. Starwatch.
Because Stargazer was taken, but it's kind
Sure.
of the same thing. You see it play on words.
I'm already like writing down.
Fling it out.
and this is out of character.
Yeah.
If that's a name that you guys
No,
don't
it's fine.
want,
No, I don't.
and you have another idea or something, we can change it later.
Fred is just along for the ride.
Okay.
And she
That's-
just wants to harass you a little more.
Yeah. That's also a really good question. Is what are you doing with Fred at this
Yeah.
point?
What are you doing with Fred?
Hold on.
Well, we made you a temporary member, right?
Yeah, as far as Bolt's concerned, she's just part of the team now.
Okay.
Now, I have a question for you, little contract man. How do you enforce these contracts? I mean, there's no
Have you seen how
arcanum
many?
anymore.
Have you seen how many
first of all.
blades he has?
Legally.
Do the thing. Do the thing where they. Yeah.
He takes out his little. He has a.
Aramis is like, do the intimidation knife trick, and you're like, contracts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he has
Here's
this,
my ledger.
So
Ooh,
he has,
spooky.
He has this. It's a box. It's this little tiny like box thing, right? And it's basically as it lays out flat. It'll lay out flat and roll out, but each segment is like this little trapezoidal. Kind of folds in on each other, and then the last part has like all the quills and pens and stuff in it. So he like just takes it out and rolls it out. You see, I have it all alphabetical here. You see, if I have it here, these are people who I need to go and collect from. These are the people, and he just like goes through his whole like filing
There's a hit
system.
list.
Of, like, yeah,
It's basically.
here's the people that I want to, hopefully make a contract with.
Unalive. Mm-hmm.
No. These are the people I want to be clients. Yes,
Okay.
it's a wish list, if you will. I have it pre-written, so if I meet them, I can just hand it to
People
them.
I would
There's
like
a lot
to do
of royalty
business
on
with.
this.
And then here's the people that I want to kill.
A lot of royalty on that too.
Some
Not
of them
too
are the
bad.
same as before.
That one I'm pretty sure is a god.
This one says something about Pelor, and these others like
An old man with 7 canaries.
This one,
Timora.
women that I want to. What does that say?
Nope, that's enough for the contract.
It's just Lyra. It just says Lyra.
Over and over and over again.
And then it says,
Oh, but it says at one point it says Victor Amber Eyes and it has a heart in it. Like,
Yes. Can that be canon? Victor would take Lyra's last name.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it's tradition of the 8 rings.
It is.
Yep.
Whoever is the
Fantastic.
strongest.
Whoever's the strongest, you take the name.
There's stratocracy.
yeah, like there's some debate between you and Lyra on who's stronger right now. That's part of the courtship, though. You determine
We have
that.
to
You
determine.
Beat the shit.
through a series of challenges, you determine who is stronger.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it civil though, and just stealing.
We're trying to
the drum
find
for
out
now.
who's the sub and who's the dom. It's fine.
Yep.
You know? Standard
Every
A-ring
relationship
stuff.
has to know.
Standard A rings.
I'm gonna head to the dockmaster.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a quick affair. It's not too difficult. He sends an inspection team out too, if you ask him to like assess the damage and that sort of thing. And he does come back and say that out of the 5 engines, they had 5 like magical spell thrusting engines, right? Mm-hmm. Spell thrusters. And only 2 of them are left. And they're pretty beat up, but they can be repaired. The other 3 are completely shot and will need to be replaced.
Okay. If we're wondering,
you can replace them either with another spell engine, which is 15,000 gold per engine.
listen, to save some money, do any of you know how to cast Fireball?
Oh, you do?
Copious amounts of alcohol.
Yep,
Stay
at
with
this
me.
level, I picked up Fireball.
Nice.
Because I was like, well, somebody's got to burn down the taverns.
We also leveled up. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What did everybody take? You took a level in fighter.
Victor at this point doesn't know that fire doesn't work in space, but whatever.
Yeah. The Astral Sea is not
It
space.
works in astral
If it has
space.
its own oxidizer, it does work in space.
That's fair.
Victor, I'm assuming you just took another level in Rogue for this level? Okay.
Yep.
One more bard.
One more Bard for Aramis,
And
and
another Artificer.
I'm trying to remember what I even
So that's 10 Artificer.
got out of that spells.
4 fighter.
I didn't know Bards could pick up Fireball.
Magical
I need
secrets.
new
Magical
spells
secrets.
too.
That's why I love bots.
Anyway, and then you can instead replace them with normal propeller engines, which are 2,500 gold, but they're slower. Technically, you need some Star Thruster engines to get into the Astral Sea, but you have 2.
Forgot. I picked up Polymorph and Fireball.
Oh,
so
nice.
We're going Chaos build,
Oh,
guys.
very nice.
I forgot. It's going to be fun.
Get the T-Rex figurine ready.
T-Rex in space!
The helm and the holes
Space
just have
dinosaurs.
major damage to them. They need to be repaired.
It's amazing.
The only 2 weapons left are a pair of hookshot cannons, which are basically like, fire off a rope and pull something in kind of thing.
Okay.
One of them is...
Two hookshot cannons?
Yeah, one of them is severely broken and one of them is mostly fixed. There are 2 other slots for weaponry that look to be like old spell cannons, but they were destroyed.
Okay.
So if you want to replace those, you can. Spell cannons aren't available in Aneria, at least in this port, as far as you know.
Yeah.
But they can put in a regular light cannon or a heavy cannon. Either one. So in total, just to repair the ship without adding anything extra, you're looking at about 6,600 gold pieces.
Okay.
And it'll take about a
The
week.
engine of 1,500?
No,
That's
so
if we want to add the
that's
propeller
the
side.
that's just fixing what's
The 2
what's
that are already
repairable on the ship. Adding in an engine is either 15,000 for the
Okay.
spell
I
engines.
thought I heard 15,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2,500 for a propeller engine, which is vastly cheaper, just slower. And then this is so I'm using the Skies of Sordain Kickstarter and campaign book, which is really cool. And if you haven't checked them out, you should, because they have some really cool airships. This is a Resin, RESSEN light frigate, technically is the name.
So not the Scintille.
No, I looked at it and it's a different ship. So the Scintille light cruiser is definitely a different.
So
very
this is
different ship.
a Resin, what?
Light frigate. Yep. So
All right. I'm willing to give up my 11,700 gold to get this thing going.
I too am willing to put a significant portion of my funds into it.
Should be no problem.
I do come back and say, total repairs, what was the cost again? It was
6,600.
total repairs just to get it airworthy would be 6,600 gold.
But this is the Wayward Watch. We don't want to just be airworthy. We want to be
We
Wayward
can-
Watchworthy, right?
We can add.
We don't want the greatest treasure.
No, that ship is
We
terrifying.
want like
it's
a
rustic.
dagger in outer space.
Oh.
If you make a ship to look like a
Space
dagger, can
dagger.
you attune to it? As a blade dancer.
It's just Star Wars force launching ships
Yep.
at people.
Victor's like, I got 14,000 gold.
Out
What
on
can we
the
do
out
to
on
make
the bell, like or on the bow, like dancing, and the scene's just
Yeah. What's his name from?
Riven? Darth Riven does that?
No, it's the Star
The Star Killer.
Star Killer.
Killer.
Yeah.
He pulls
I guess
down
Ray
from
does it
space.
too. She
Yeah. That's only a transport ship, though. Let's be fair.
True. It's not
I don't know. Can you blow up a ship with
No.
lightning?
Vader does it too. He full on stops it.
Some of the comic stuff that Vader
Oh my
does
gosh.
is so cool.
He's so much scarier in the comics.
Yeah.
I like how there's the one. My favorite is. They're like, stop! We have you surrounded, and it's a whole like platoon of rebels, like
yes.
50 of them. He's like, all I see is myself and 50 dead men, or whatever. And then it just like next panel,
It's
they're
the
all
helmet, yeah.
he's just walking away for a moment. I'm like,
I love that. Yeah,
Anyway.
that's good.
I want to do that.
That's good.
You want to be Darth Vader? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Goals. Mm-hmm. Squad goals.
So-
We're all Darth Vader.
There you go.
so it might take.
That's from the game when he goes.
Pulls down,
Pulls it down from space.
So it would take 6,600 gold to repair, and probably the better part of a couple weeks, especially if we hired out to the shipwrights here, have them work on it.
Don't you have the mending
Fantastic.
spell?
Sounds like you've
How
all
long
got
could that
it.
help?
I do.
Under
I
control.
could mend this much of the ship at one time every minute. Just go around here.
How long do we need to be to our next appointment?
I can fix all the little things.
That's actually a very good point.
What's your next appointment?
So the next thing that is probably going to be pressing is somebody's court date is in 8 days. Victor
right.
needs to report.
Gotta see if
to
you
the
get custody
court
of Persinger.
night. Yep.
you guys,
Night court.
you guys are gonna get split custody every other weekend with Persinger.
I'm sorry, are you a wanted man?
No, not particularly.
He's not
Not
in the
by
he's not in the
anyone?
big book.
I mean,
That's embarrassing.
Are
I'm wanted
you
by lots
a
of
wanted
people.
person?
all of the Git
Probably.
Yankee
He's
race, I'm
too
pretty
good.
sure, are scared of me.
He's too good to be wanted. They don't even know he did it. That's
I like this guy.
You are a excellent wingman.
He's a smooth talker. Yes, works well. But yes, I suppose I do have. I had some run-ins with gods before that didn't turn out so
Who?
well.
Which ones?
Baba Yaga.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'd like to meet her.
We also met that one from the city.
The one from the city. Oh yes, that one.
I would have known the name. I'm trying to remember. The eternal Gale.
The Eternal Gale. Yes, we
he
actually killed him.
died.
Well, he died.
I always love when Victor and Bolt say the exact opposite thing of one another.
You know, it's kind of fuzzy. At the end of the fight, it was a fight.
Mm-hmm.
He died. So I consider it we killed the god. But yes, we've been in.
On your lists, is he under died
he's a good
by
god.
natural causes or on my murderous streak?
He sits in the middle somewhere. I don't have him
There's
on
a
either.
middle.
Yes.
Yeah, the paper folds.
Goodness.
He's written right there down the center
Right
of it. The eternal
it
Gale.
just says this is the crack.
But yes, we and actually I
Through the
have
crack.
I have some. Yeah. My brain's going to yearbooks now.
That's what mine was too.
Hags.
Hags.
Have a great summer.
That brings us right back.
Right back to the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, right back to the Bobby
Hags. Wow. There you go.
Cyclical.
And now we're on the rails again.
Yeah, we're back on the rails. Unintentionally. But yes,
Oh, okay, all right.
we
we're good.
also have. I was thinking before we get there, we probably should talk through a little couple things.
I've been
we need
thinking
to-
something too.
Oh yes, what?
How would you feel
Me as well.
Sure.
about?
You can sign the contract. Absolutely.
No.
I was like,
I'm not signing one of those. How do you know I'm even literate?
it doesn't matter. You
Are
sign
you?
the contract. You are held to contract.
I don't
That's how
know.
it works.
It's for me to know and you to find out. I've been thinking maybe I should be like the face of your little group.
I don't know if we have a face.
Like Robin
We all have
Hood and
faces.
his merry men. Men in tights.
Okay.
I could arrange that.
I am wearing lederhosen.
It's you're still wearing the later house.
I remove them.
Like
They
I've
still
got
ride up a
something
little
in
bit.
mind for that, so don't worry about costumes.
the Weeping Swordsman. Yes.
Who's that?
You would probably know that story.
Do I know? Oh, of course I would, right?
I mean, it's a pretty
popular.
common tale. It's up to you. Like, so it's probably told by you as this is what happens if you're, like, against the law and against the Arcanum more than anything. You probably grew up with the Weeping Swordsman as a villain more than a
Ooh,
It's the
yes,
Zorro
the
of the
Weeping
story,
Swordsman.
depending on what side you're on.
I want
Yeah.
to be exactly like him.
That's no problem. He's a hero.
No.
Yes.
Different Weeping Swordsman, I suppose. Anyway,
There's two.
Think
They both
about
cry
it.
a lot.
think about it. I would love to have a little band.
That's fine. But you know, there has to be give and take in order to.
I'm not signing the contract.
You.
Exactly where I was going.
Anyway, Aramis, what
I
was
would
on
be-
your mind?
Nothing.
We'll put a
Just-
pin in that.
No, let's take the pen out and talk about it. Sorry.
I'm just vibing. I don't know about you guys.
I think your little get-up can get us in a lot of doors. So I
Absolutely.
vote yes.
Yes! Oh, that's one vote for yes. You?
No,
I will sign
but
a piece of paper. Does that make you feel better?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Do you have any blank parchment?
No.
That's all I'll sign.
But everything is still a vote. Huh?
Of course.
Of course, I just want to be the face.
That's fair. Usually when I talk, we get in trouble. It is what it is.
It's not like it
I'm
could
not
be
meant.
any worse.
I'm not meant to talk. I'm only meant to do the doing.
I'm a charisma-based
Something's-
character. I think that I would do quite well.
You did do pretty good as the inspector. Pretty convincing.
And you were a wonderful accountant.
Thank you.
I'm
You're
really
welcome.
good at making people cry.
I do
Are
love
you?
numbers.
That's...
I think she's a little silver
skill.
tongued, so I'm in. It works.
What are you good at? Annoying people? I'm just kidding!
No, I'm very good at the.
You keep thinking about that.
He's good at blade dancing.
I am extremely good at blade dancing.
I'll
should-
have to
you should
ask
talk
the
to
lady
Lyra.
on that list. Anyway,
Who told her that joke? Was it you?
That's definitely just a joke in the Wayward Watch and definitely not everywhere else behind closed doors.
Was it you both?
Answers aren't around.
so what do you say, Bands of Steel?
Okay. I agree to that.
That's fair.
But we are a team.
Of course,
We help each other out.
naturally.
And
And
we
we-
split all of the loot.
No affiliation with the.
And we try not to kill people
Unless they deserve
unless
it.
they deserve it.
Unless they deserve it.
I agree.
Most
So,
Okay.
that settles it.
Perfect.
Oh, and I still get nights and weekends off? Or.
No one gets. Well, I mean, you can take any time off you want. Do you need, Victor? Do you need time off? Your mental health is just as important as your physical.
No,
health.
no, not
I have
that.
been telling you this for years.
I just need to make
During the
sure that
therapy
Lyra
session.
knows before we go to outer space or something, so she knows where I'm to find my body if I die.
You can invite her along.
That's true.
Might be a bit awkward.
That's called advocating for the DM, and I am here for it. Please don't make me play an NPC PC.
Yeah, but she has prior obligations.
Well-
We have that pass that might make things a bit touchy for you.
How about the first thing for you?
Victor
As-
is now
as
just like
a-
not. He's ignoring everything else going on. He's just looking at you.
As a more official member of the Wayward Watch. Mm-hmm. First things first,
Fred and her merry men. We'll workshop the name later.
I hand you a broom.
Thank you.
We need to get the ship cleaned up.
And on that note, I'm gonna take a long rest.
If
Right
you
in
have
the
time,
ship.
if you have time to sleep, you have time to clean.
Mental health is just as important,
John,
but
you need him.
you need
Like you were doing.
Oh, I have an idea.
Hmm.
Remember, do we maybe we can find all the shards of Joe John?
John's still alive. He's not shards.
He fell
He fell out the window,
and
but
then
he's...
there's many little ones. We could put him in the bag of holding. Bring him with us. He could clean things automatically.
When you were back at the tower last, John was whole, by the way.
Okay.
What is a John?
Actually, I saw
Who
John.
is a John?
John is a very
The broom.
rude broom. He's so...
He's got the soul of like a cheetah, but trapped inside a tiny little sweeper.
He tried to kill me. At least twice.
I like this broom already.
Yes.
John was actually in perfect health last I saw him.
Back on the list.
Okay. I'll find him.
We're gonna have an episode. John Sweeper must die. Awesome.
Get out the chalice. Write down, John.
Now,
It's me.
Victor.
Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
There's just a broom in a closet going... Okay, so it's going to take 7 days to repair the ship. Everybody can take a long rest. I'm not going to
Victor,
worry about that.
I was going to say,
Yes.
would you and Fred like to go see if we could track down some weapons for this vehicle?
Sure.
And I'll kind of like walk
Weapons
over and be
first?
like, here's the 2 spots for them. We need something, cannons or something. And since you're now the face of the group, get us a discount if possible.
Wait a second. What if we just got it up and running and then went to a place that specializes in ships, not this dump, and get a really cool
We go to
ship?
Argonis. Maybe we can buy a dragon and put it right on there and then shoot fire.
No, I meant like
I've heard there's a dragon's heart.
like
I don't know.
Go steal that.
What you're talking
Man,
about?
I mean,
right.
borrow. I mean, buy.
Wait, Steve.
Manaport arched him.
or Archton.
We could.
Here we could have a beer golem throw things at people. From the mast.
That's probably not going to be a very good weapon.
What if, hear me out, what if we made a beer golem a figurehead?
Nah, I don't like the beer here. It's pretty gross. A vodka bug. If there was some kind of vodka golem, sure. Raw copper.
What a ridiculous idea. Who would think of something like that?
I know.
What is a rock hopper?
Give
It's
me
kind
an
of
epic die back. No, I'm just kidding.
A rock hopper? It's like it's a bounder, just it's rock. It's a bounder.
Is it like a mixture between a bounder and a goat?
No, it's like a bounder and like a rock monster.
Yeah.
So it's a bounder made of stuff.
I know if we need a bounder, I know of one we could go find. It's pretty cool.
Maybe we should just work on getting that up and running then. we'll head to Archdom later.
Aramis is sleeping and sweeping at the same time.
And talking.
Yeah.
sleeping.
Sleep talking.
Sleep talking.
Sleep sweep.
You have, what's the one? Animate objects?
Yeah. Cuss
Animate dead.
In the meantime,
Animate dead tired.
Yeah.
I will contact what's her name, our lawyer friend
Leah?
Leah, and actually I will actually just go get her.
So you've used... Oh, I guess you have to roll to
I can
see...
just wait for them.
Yeah, roll to see how many charges you got back today. Because I think you get like 1d3 per day. Because you used 2 yesterday to teleport back and forth.
Shouldn't we have some sort of like initiation ceremony?
Ooh, yes, I want to be initiated. What do I get to do?
Probably like kill
It involves
a
signing a
Okay,
contract.
yes.
guy, then sign a contract in blood, and then
I like
we
the
all-
blood part.
We all get.
It doesn't have to be your blood.
Ooh,
cast
even
us.
better.
Store bought is fine.
The blood dealer.
We could just go to the butcher. It's fine.
Yeah.
I guess that's a better idea.
So
Scratch all my notes about blood
1d3.
dealers. And
There's some alchemist who's like a sanguine dealer.
There's a new magic type, is hematurgy or whatever.
Yeah.
Sick.
Hematurgic.
Actually,
siphon.
that's really terrifying.
I know.
It
Blood
just
magic
makes-
is-
sucks
yeah.
blood out of you.
blood magic is crazy. I love it.
I don't have a D3, so
Just a D6, 1 and 2 is 1,
Oh,
3
that's
and 4 is 2,
5.
so 3. Yeah, regain 3 charges.
So I can go get Leah
Okay.
in the And I'll wait until it's a little closer to said date, just in case.
Yeah, do we even know how to get there?
We have.
Night court?
You have no idea.
We don't.
Okay.
It says that in the summons that we will know.
Yep.
Hopefully they bring our representation.
So what did you do to the Baba Yaga?
So I'm just, by the way, I'm just going to pay for the ship
repairs?
repairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, I
all
didn't do anything to
66
her specifically. My one of my old friends, Ezra, actually shot an arrow at her, tried to kill her. So not on the best of terms, but I owe one of the others in the trio. Actually, I don't know if you've heard of them. One of my friends, the Claw, actually. Ezra, once again, we were both asked to go and get in competition, and I figured why not bring back an ogre. Some ogre hag for compensation. Actually, that's not what happened at all. It was
I'm like, am I in a fever dream?
No.
Did I slide to another reality?
Audience is like, wait, what? What happened?
actually what
You
happened.
can find out what happened really here, guys.
Rewriting history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can just jab
Modify memory.
and then lose all subscribers.
There was a hag. We got in an
Way to go.
agreement.
Sorry.
One of our old companions, he got some chaos magic. Things happened. They switched places. We made an agreement with her, and supposedly we didn't keep that agreement, and she died.
Did you have a contract?
Yes,
See, this
of course.
is the problem with contracts, Victor.
They're enforceable. Yes.
No.
He's so excited to be on the other side of it too, where he's like, "Yeah, look, it works."
This is our justice system at work.
I know a lot about the justice system, and it does not
It does
work.
not work, Victor.
I was basically raised by the justice system.
I was basically brought to my knees by the justice system.
See, we're practically the same. We're on the same page at
What,
least.
what do you mean by
Bonding.
raised by the justice system?
Foster care.
No. Not quite. My father is a member of the Arcanum. Actually, me too. Before its demise.
You're welcome, by the way.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And, yes, see, and also my brothers.
So this is
There
very
are
what
6
you
of
get
them.
up. There's 6 of them.
But my brothers.
How
So
many
close
do-
to getting 7 brides for 7 brothers.
Ooh.
It's canon now. You can't. No Dorcas for any of them. Oh no.
Yeah, shows have never introduced a random sibling that was never mentioned before.
You're the 7th brother.
I'm the 7th brother. My name is Fred. It's actually perfect. Will I ever have a bride? Not really interested, but all that to say, I've just had Arcanum around me my whole entire life. You know,
I'm so
you
sorry.
know how siblings are. You have siblings.
No.
Do you have siblings?
Yes.
How many?
One.
Do you have siblings? Maybe.
Victor, like, is that corpse still sitting there on the ground?
I don't remember your backstory.
it.
Is that
You can though.
is that corpse still on the ground?
No, they're gone. At
Okay.
this point.
I guess you could say I have siblings.
So then you all know about how they like sit on you and like pin you down and like start to spit and then they suck it back up. That was my brothers. And
Sounds horrible.
their Arcanum as well. Well, I guess now they're part of
You know,
that
I
other faction.
I could see an Arcanum officer doing that.
Definitely. So that fits the
Stop
bill.
resisting.
Oh yeah.
It's like some of their
Yeah.
some of their like more subtle tactics for like torture and getting confessions.
Let me show you what it's like. And she's going to tackle Victor to the ground.
And Victor's -1 strength.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, if you want, you can roll a grapple.
I'm
opposed
-1
grapple.
strength too.
Do it. Roll an opposed grapple check. I want to see how this
He's gonna
goes.
try and tackle and just like, and this is awkwardly
Just
hug each other.
Oh
that
no.
one's cocked. That one's out of the box. Cocked again.
Yeah. What?
8 -1. 7.
I got 6.
So you go, let me show you, and you launch yourself at Victor and just kind of like,
Victor just
slam
kind of
into
like
him a
steps
little bit.
back and he's like, "This seems more like a hug." I mean, my
Well, it was-
parents give me hugs.
It was meant as a hug. That's the opposite of what brothers do.
Oh, I see.
Well, they might try and hug you, and then they'll say, "Smell my armpit. It smells like rotten cheese."
Your brothers sound like they have terrible hygiene.
Giving these out like candy tonight, apparently.
Well, yes, they do.
On
Anyway.
that note, I think I'm going to move us right along here.
I think you should.
So
We got pretty far off.
Yep. You know what? We're establishing Fred into the group. I'm okay with a little off the rails. That's fine.
I minus 6,600 gold. So
Okay.
the ship will be repaired off that.
I'll just cast whatever that's called.
Loom and
Dome.
Tiny Hut?
Yes, so we can just not have to stay in a hotel. We can just stay on the ship.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So that's what we have for the next
Question.
6 days. Is what how long it's going to take to repair?
Did you say how long?
It's going to take a week.
A week.
So the hut is stationary, right? So if the ship's moving and you cast it, it used to be
To a
affixed
fixed
to the
point.
ship.
I'm
I was
sure
saying,
it's going to be to the
yeah. If you
point of
affix
the
it to
ship.
the ship,
I'll always make sure it's affixed to the ship,
Okay.
so we don't go floating
Well, the
on.
ship just goes off, and then we all wake up,
We're
and we're
trapped
just
in
like
space.
floating in space.
I mean, once the ship's repaired, you can just sleep on the ship.
That's true.
But
what
Um,
does that do? Does it
it's-
just create?
It's just like
place to-
it's like a. If you inspect it, you can tell, but it's like basically pass through. You can disguise it or whatever.
Yeah. And
So-
nothing. I
Safe-
think it's like
Nothing
Safe
can
landing spot.
penetrate except the things
people
that I say. or
But if
something
you
like
leave it, I think it disappears
Yeah.
on that one.
that. I could tell you that space.
I don't think we've ever had that.
we've had it in the Bronze Battalion game.
We had it in that side game too. with
10-foot radius,
brother-in-law.
immobile dome of force
Test
springs
game.
into existence around you and remains stationary for the duration. The spell ends if I leave the area. Yeah, 9 creatures of medium or smaller can fit inside. The spell fails if it includes a larger creature or more than 9 creature. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it.
Okay.
Spells and other magical effects can extend through the dome or be cast through it. So we can't cast out of it, but we also can't get hit. So
Okay.
little safety, little safety.
So a couple other things that happened during the week, depending on what you guys want to do as well. Roll me 3 d20s, please, for your thing that we talked about. Kalmia does come by the ship, and she does say that she's glad that everything went well, if not smoothly. At least nobody else, none of you was hurt. Considering that Thervix and his crew were involved in, stealing people from the town, she's recommended that you all get the honorary title of Heroes of Meadstead. And the council has agreed to it. She said there's a little ceremony, you get a medal, that sort of thing.
Do we get any discounts?
That's up to the individual shop owners. I don't have any specific say so for that.
I'm Commander Shepard. and
Do we
I
get a
approve
parade?
this. my favorite place. On the
Parade's
citadel.
not in the budget, but
Can we fly
at
over the town?
ceremony, at least.
We can fly over the town. Is that okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Like a close
Mace,
flight high with it.
Yeah,
Mace Day
the
Parade.
Mace Day Parade.
Buzzer Tower. There's
I mean, once your airship is fixed, sure, you could fly over the town. That would be fine.
Can you make people stand outside and cheer for us?
Well, yeah, that comes with the ceremony.
Yes.
Well, we're going to tell people that we're making,
Okay.
you Heroes of Meadstead. Whoever shows up is whoever shows up.
So
Now-
we fly the ship over town while they do the ceremony. We get our parade.
We should make flyers so they know to come and watch us.
I
You
have a
make those
question.
and hand them out.
Tell me,
Piece of cake.
why are we the heroes of Meadstead?
Oh, it's just because of all the good work that you've done for Meadstead. You saved the minister. You took down Thervix and his slavery ring.
I feel like the bar is pretty low. But hey,
We should find Buster to write us a song.
He says to the bard of the group.
I'm not a bard. I'm a sword bard.
Yeah.
My performance is killing people.
I apologize, Aramis. If you would like to write the song, you're more than welcome.
Buster
to
the
as well.
professional.
You have
Yes.
that thing on your back. What do you do with it?
It's
It's
just a
a
it's just a
sword.
goiter.
I pull it out. It's literally a sword with strings on it. Play it too. I'll play the what was it called again? The Battle of Grimm.
Yeah, Battle of Grimm that you wrote.
And I'll play that.
Victor will start doing like a.
This is the remix. It's got a lot more bass.
Yeah.
So you have if you do, you have the wingman.
Bolt is playing percussion, but it's just because he's repairing the ship and just hammering
to the beat.
Percussive maintenance.
Yep.
I love this. It's amazing.
By the way, I did take mending as a cantrip, just in case. That
Perfect.
would help with this. So.
Yeah. I also want to mention, since we're all here, that we didn't see any sign of Eredred, the dwarf woman. So she must have slipped away during the confusion that was your battle with Theravix, and we've been trying to find her. There's a bounty on her now, for Meadstead specifically, but we haven't seen her. So, but everything went well. We're all good here. Everyone is copacetic. That's an ASMR term.
The repairs are coming along nicely.
Good to hear. Well, ceremony will be in 2 days. Just you show up, you can get your medal, and be declared a hero of Meadstead. Wonderful times. I knew you'd fit right in with these ones.
Why do I get a kind of a bad feeling about this event?
I just rolled a 3, a 4, and a 14.
So, I would say about 2 nights, not 2 nights later, but the next night after the fight with Theravix, you all watch as Fred leaves without really much of anything, and you come back with some broken glass still on the cloak that you took with you.
Okay.
But you are carrying a bag with a brown sack with something in it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Now is this middle of the night?
Yeah, this is middle of the night. She'll stumble back into the hut.
Whew. I'll take the bag, put it down, and lay my head on it.
Okay.
Do you stealth in, or just?
No.
See if I wake up. Nope.
I definitely wake up then because I don't actually sleep.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Everything is
Yes, everything.
everything is wonderful.
There is a very
Actually.
worried man somewhere in Meadstead right now, but
Yes.
there are no issues as far as you're concerned.
Everything is amazing. I'll show you all in the morning.
Okay. Well, try to get some rest.
You too.
We've got lots of shipbuilding to do.
Nighty night.
You're so happy right now. Bolt is just building the ship.
You're just dreaming about building a ship while you're not sleeping.
Yep.
The worst part is not the 4 hours of sleep that he has to do. It's the 4 hours that he has to wait for everybody else to wake up so that he can start doing the really good work. So,
Just sits
the
there
really good work.
watching
Yeah.
us.
He's I can veneer a little bit, do some paint job on the side, but I can't start hammering away until you guys wake up.
I'll just move the every night I'll move it to a different spot that you can paint or something, some quiet activity.
I'm working on I'm gonna say I'm working on something kind of special for it too.
Okay.
Cool.
It's not gonna affect
No.
it's just gonna affect the look of the ship.
Okay.
And I'll reveal it once it's ready to fly.
Sounds good. And then also, so what do you guys want to do with your 7 days? Is there anything specific, or are we going to just help Bolt repair the ship?
I want to sneak something into the schematics.
Okay.
I want a flamethrower in the ship somewhere.
All right. Okay.
I don't know if that's even possible.
Well,
but
so there are-
I want to try and figure it out.
If I remember correctly,
Ghost
there are
splatters
weapons that we
full
can
of
put on
alcohol.
that would be equivalent to shooting some fire of some sort.
Yeah, so what you can do...
Or if I have to charge a spell storing gem or something, I would.
So that's what a spell cannon is, actually. Is basically you cast a spell into it, and it fires it out of the cannon, and you can, spend some extra, points to increase the damage of it, or give it some extra range, that sort of thing. So, and then, I'm sure we could work in a flamethrower of some kind.
I'm just going to draw it in
we
the
have
schematics. We don't have to necessarily put it in. But I'm going to, when Bolt isn't paying attention somehow, I will be trying to scribble it in there.
Do we know how much those cost?
The spell cannons?
Yeah.
Just put a goat splatter.
There's none available
Alcohol.
here, so they only have regular cannons here. If
Make
you
some
want to
napalm.
buy some.
Spell cannon. I'll just put it on my wish list.
So I find whatever thing you wrote on spell cannon here with an arrow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come up and be like, Aramis, did you put that on there?
I don't know what you're talking about. And I rolled a 24 on my deception.
Huh. Well, whoever it was, I was gonna say this is actually a really cool idea.
I agree. That's pretty awesome.
Perhaps we could find something in Archdom, or if they don't have anything, maybe I might be able to build it. But it seems like I would need someone to power it. And you're
I
kind
could
of
help with
the caster of the group, the most magical of us.
All right. Yeah, I can help with that.
I mean, and I want to build another one because I could charge it up with lightning. So as part of the ship, maybe at one point I get zapped, and rather than feeling pain, I'm like, ooh.
Curious.
Tingly.
Yes.
Yep. Start licking batteries. And they taste
Well,
nice.
so I do a little. This is how I'm gonna
Yeah.
work in my new lightning healing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I figure it out, and I go and I trade the greater healing potions, etc., for the equivalent of like a charge canister, basically.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of lightning.
Yep. You tinker a little bit. Maybe you go to Krauth again, and he helps you adapt.
I use have you ever seen a Vandegraaff machine where it's got the ball on top and you touch it and it makes your hair,
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, and I can plug them in. And,
Isn't that the name of the lightning effect? Vandergraaf?
no, that's the Vanderwalls.
How
Actually,
many
sorry, Vanderwalls is the force that geckos have when they stick to stuff. It's like the forces
This has
between.
been Pointless Facts with Bolt.
Now you see the H-frame buttress is no longer used, but I find it much more elegant.
Yeah, that's
In the hut.
That's how I go to sleep. The stories of buttresses.
Aramis literally cannot leave.
It's a song of rest.
The Song of Unrest.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else that anybody would like to do?
I will be heckling people about their choices in alcohol while we're here.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me. You know what? Roll me a d20. I'm gonna just see
Heckle check.
if you get away with this.
16?
Yeah, you're fine. People are kind of like, well, he is a hero of Meadstead. You do the ceremony does happen, and you get a medal. There's kind of a crowd there, but it's a lot of just kind of drunk people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I prepared the speech. Your alcohol sucks. Thank you.
Do you know what Fred is actually going to do? To show her devotion to this group, she is going to organize a parade.
Okay.
She's organizing a freaking parade.
Can
Can it be
a
all the
diplomacy or
the village
persuasion
the
check.
kids they're out playing
They're,
and
riding
all
their
the kids
bikes.
are the ones
Yep.
that doing
Everyone, decorate your bicycles.
Yeah. Bicycles.
Whatever they have. What am I rolling?
Persuasion.
That is a think 21.
21? Yeah. I mean, the three of you are probably repairing the ship, and all of a sudden you start hearing a very familiar riff from a lute, and you walk up to the top deck of the ship, and Buster, the busker, and Fred are leading the way for this impromptu procession that starts circling around, and people are throwing rice up into the air at you and everything like that.
You see what I have done for you. All hail.
I have to say that was pretty good.
You're on a palanquin being
Yes.
there's four people. They're just I don't know how she talked us into this. But yeah, so
You're just happy to have me here.
+1 relationship with the Wayward Watch.
Yes.
I'm declaring it. You guys, individual, whatever.
No, I agree with it.
Okay, and then after,
He genuinely enjoys it.
yep, on the 7th day, you guys get to rest because the airship is finally complete. You bring Leah in, I'm guessing, on that day.
With the 7 brats.
And she appears, for those of you who don't remember, Leah is a sea elf. She has blue skin with kind of a darker banding around the back that looks like almost like a tiger stripe, almost, that kind of goes around the back towards the front. Ribcage-like, I guess. Mm-hmm. And she steps out onto the ship because by this point I think you can safely teleport to your ship. Mm-hmm. You haven't done the circle yet, so there's still a little bit of a chance of mishap, but not enough that
I'm like sanding something, and all of a sudden just knock me over, stuff the top of the ship with this.
Can I also have gone into town and picked up just a basic +2 shield?
Oh yeah, sure.
Like a masterwork shield.
Yeah, let me.
Since I no longer have one, but I would like to have one. How else am I going to protect my friends?
So I started looking at your AC and Fred's AC, because Fred also has a +2 shield and armor. And I was like, how does Fred have a 26 AC? This is crazy.
26.
And I was like, I'm like, how? Like, I don't understand. And then I looked up, I'm like, oh, this is Eve.
I was like,
I'm looking at the wrong character of hers. No, it's close.
Sounds amazing.
Let's see. +2 shield is 2,300 gold. Not too expensive.
Okay.
Probably should make it more expensive.
I will buy it. I mean, it's not magic. It's just a masterwork shield.
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
So, again, the masterwork weapons are like an NPC thing. They're not really a... Like, if you guys want a +2 shield, it's a magic shield for you guys. I'm not going to make you buy a non-magical weapon. Yeah, so Leah appears, and she kind of dusts herself off, and she goes, oh, this is a nice ship that you have here.
Thank you. Welcome to the Wayward Wanderer. I forgot for a second there.
2 negatives make a positive. I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what Fred said.
Oh, hello. And she's going to extend a hand. I'm not Fred. You're Fred. I'm Leah Horaneth. I work...
She just tried to do a special
yeah,
handshake.
like she's just like watching you like slap her
This
hand
is how
around.
it goes. Boom, boom, and then you do elbows.
Elbows. I work for Ferdin in Gathora, a law mage firm in Salsport. Are you wearing Arcanum armor still, or are you just back to your normal? Like,
back to my normal.
It's nice to meet you,
Fred.
Fred.
Mm-hmm. Fred Bloodbane.
Bloodbane. Mm-hmm. As in, oh crap! I forgot your father's name.
Mr. Bloodbane.
As in Mr. Bloodbane.
Mr. Bloodbane. Dang it! You stole my junk. You stole fizzy lifting drink.
As in Valish Bloodbane.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Sir. I call him sir. He makes me call him sir. It's my dad.
What? Fathers are weird.
We met yours.
Oh, yes. Maybe I should go see him while I'm in town. Andraste is getting along nicely, by the way.
It's good to hear.
Yes, she's very excited to start her new job at Nomenclature, apparently. Okay. There was a recommendation for her to try there, and the gnome was more than cordial. A little bit worried when your name was mentioned, apparently.
We've got an inside man now. So
you're like, in fact, you've been served. This
yeah.
is a restraining order.
Yeah, this is a restraining order. Yeah, I do have a few things to go through here. As far as...
I can no longer be within 100 feet of a close store.
Yeah. Oh, I also did want to mention that I've cleared everything up with the Magister at Salsport. You're all free and clear. Saul himself, spoke highly of you and prevented any sort of issues with the whole building burning down thing.
Sounds like you all get in trouble with the law quite a bit.
They do.
I think I'm in good company.
That's why you need contracts.
This is why we keep Leah on retainer. She has been excellent to us.
She knows how to help us get away with everything.
I would recommend not saying it like that.
Honorably.
That's why they call you the janitor.
Us.
You clean up after them.
Honorably.
We don't actually call you that.
We don't call you the janitor.
I mean, we can if you would like a nickname.
No, please. No, that's okay. Leah will be fine.
Very well.
So,
janitor.
so I have been...
Do not encourage him.
I have been doing my research as far as Victor's upcoming case goes. I do want to mention a few things before we begin, or before we get into that, obviously. Number one, the Baba Yaga is a fae, so you
What
have
is
to
she afraid
follow...
of?
No, a fae.
I'm sorry, I was busy working on something.
Yes, I can see
Bye-bye.
that. Perhaps
I will sit
thank
down.
you. She follows the rules that normal fae follows. Don't accept any gifts from her without giving something in return. Don't say thank you or I appreciate it or show your gratitude.
What are her thoughts on contracts?
Obviously, she's very into contracts. That's kind of the fae thing.
Cannot be polite.
You should be polite, but you cannot say thank you. The fae see saying thank you as a sort of implicit you owe them, so that they've basically got you under a fae contract at that point. So thank yous, gratitude, you typically just say, don't even say your gift is appreciated, just accept it with a nod. Otherwise they'll think that the gift isn't worthy enough. It's very complicated. Just don't accept any gifts and don't say thank you. Clear on that?
You're welcome.
Do not drink or eat anything that is offered to you in the Baba Yaga's realm. Take your own food, take your own drink.
So we are going to her realm.
That's what I'm assuming at this point. That is what we should be under the assumption for. Taking food is considered accepting a gift
Delicious.
to them, and again, it becomes a favorite
What
ode.
if you find food?
If you find food, don't go searching around the realm at all.
Don't.
If you get lost, they
chasing waterfalls.
might not worry about finding you. You can count on the Baba Yaga never to lie, just like most fey creatures. They do not lie, but their words are often slippery. So be careful what you say and be careful what you agree to, because it can often be twisted and misinterpreted by them, or interpreted differently, they would say.
Much
And
like lawyers.
most importantly, do not give them your name. If any fae ever asks you for your name, what is your name? You say, you may call me, and then give yourself a pseudonym.
Ooh,
I
what
will
should we be?
I will be referring to myself as counsel during the proceedings.
Did we ever give her our
Buns
names
of
last
Steel. Cloak and Dagger. Yes.
time? Yes.
Tiddlywinks.
Perhaps
Queen. I think that's
clients might be best served.
Client, Wingman. It's bit confusing if we.
I could be
Wingman.
accountant again.
Are you an
Accountant, Tiddlywinks, Cloak and Dagger.
No.
I think we've got it.
Inspector, accountant, murderer.
Wait, no, not in the court of
That
law.
implies guilt.
Yes, I would avoid words like murderer in this trial about murder.
One who performs murder on occasion.
I prefer hero.
Plaintiff,
They might refer to you as the accused.
accused,
How
justice.
about the not guilty?
Innocent.
Innocent.
Perhaps.
Yes,
The
they will have to
innocent.
refer to me as innocent. Therefore, they will be conceding that I am innocent.
Anyway, the reason why is if you give a fae your true name, they own you. It is considered binding, and they have complete control over you and can more easily charm you. So,
They're going to steal your bones.
I do not like that.
This sounds made up.
if you'd like to test it, you're more than
I have
welcome.
been charmed before. It is not fun.
But I would not recommend.
Well, at the time, it's quite enjoyable, but afterwards, it's not fun.
Now, I want to make sure.
I've had a lot of nights like that.
Am I allowed to bring my daggers with me?
Your weapons are allowed so long as they're not anything that is typically harmful to the fae. Cold iron, salt, rowan wood. I would avoid bringing those in, just because the Baba Yaga is a fae creature, so she does have certain vulnerabilities.
What about steel or are things made of
Cold iron is the only one you should worry
just
about.
cold iron?
Yep.
What about those leaves? Are they part of rowanwood or whatever?
Ironwood tree?
So you should get them inspected just in case. But
Do we have anything made of wood from Rowan?
there's a bit of confusion. Not Rowan the town. It's a type of tree called a Rowan tree that is a tree of protection, against the Fae.
We'll have to write.
They do actually grow around Rowan, just to be clear, but we're not.
Maybe that's where
talking
they got their name from.
We should write
Yes, sure.
Hug. Maybe he knows.
Yeah. Anyway, beyond that, there are a few other intricacies with the Baba Yaga. She remembers everything, so do not get on her bad side because she likes to hold grudges, as you may already know.
Everything.
Oh yes.
Everything? Like
every
since she was
slight,
born?
every slight against
Was she
her.
born? Or was she created?
There's some debate.
Baba Yagas are born out of mud and spite.
Ooh.
Perhaps it'll come up
That's
during
very
the
poetical.
trial.
Yes.
What?
Probably not.
What did you say? No, I
I said perhaps it would come up during the trial.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Baba Yaga,
in
how
the
were
beginning.
you born?
Now, I may just be a small town southern lawyer. Were you born?
you born? Small town southern lawyer, played by Matthew McConaughey.
Objection. Relevance? Oh, it's relevant. We want to make sure.
She is
Alright.
she is a very hospitable creature, and in exchange for you following the rules of the Fae, she also follows her side of the rules. As long as you're within her realm and do not harm anything, she will not bring you to any harm, and she will not attack you personally.
Does that include the grass? If I walk on the grass, is it harming the grass?
Any living creature, grass typically doesn't fall under that category.
Okay.
It is living, though, technically.
Technically, I
had the
suppose I
druid
should
friend
ask
once.
about it.
They
but
told me this. Yes.
If you can get any pertinent details to us, we would appreciate it.
Yes, all of it's in that book that you actually read through and let me borrow. I'll actually send that to you as well, Scott, because I think I sent it to Preston earlier today.
The treatise or whatever.
It is
How to
Treating
treat
with the Baba
treating with
Yaga,
Yep.
a beginner's guide, and it's not. So when I
is
told
an
this last
excerpt.
to you,
It is not the whole book, it is an excerpt.
I said it was by the Baba Yaga, but that's not correct. It's actually by a man named Allhoof Tenderbeard.
There's this olive. Maybe it's an
Sounds like
ex-lover.
he has a very
It's a
soft
centaur.
beard.
Yeah.
What's the-
Lastly,
what's the guy
when you
that
do
centaur's
enter
name?
the Baba Yaga's realm, she does expect a gift from you. She'll give you something in exchange, just because that's how the Fae work. But if you don't have something, I do have a few gifts that I brought
I
with
thought
me.
we weren't supposed to accept anything from her.
If it's an equal exchange, do not accept gifts. But if you give her something back, it's okay. Of equal or lesser value, or greater value.
Well, how do we know what she's going to give us? That kind of
You don't.
complicated.
That the point with the Fae is just accept whatever they give you as equal value, because they don't lie to you about that.
I get the feeling you don't like my questions.
I'm honestly very nervous about this. I've never done a Fae court contract before.
Neither have I.
You have not failed us yet,
Court of Night.
so we trust you.
First.
The Baba Yaga herself.
Yes.
Right. Anyway,
I heard she has a giant chicken hut. You think it tastes like chicken?
Chicken butt.
canon the Baba Yaga has chicken butt. Guess what? Baba Yaga chicken butt.
Boom. Roasted. Innocent. We're out.
Mistrial. Anyway, I am going to head into town. I'm going to go say hi to my family before we leave. I will see you all tomorrow, presumably at dusk.
Your family lives here.
Yes, they live over by the lake.
Why did they choose to live here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was born and raised here, and to be honest, I probably would have stayed here my whole life if I hadn't been driven out. So I got lucky.
Awkward.
Like I said,
There's a lot
families
to
are weird.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Well, I actually have something tonight as well, right before we head out or whatever.
Oh, do you have a date?
No,
Oh, I misunderstood.
but I do have something to show everyone. Sort of a gift.
You're doing
Intrusive thoughts.
Keeping it to myself.
Keep going.
But so if everyone could be back here by look at my non-existent watch, 6 p.m. roughly.
And I have a gift for everyone too, so perfect.
I'm going to go gift a gift for everyone.
I'm saving my gift for
Are
the
one of you a
Baba
fae?
Yaga.
Are she a fae?
Do any of you wish to
I don't
actually
think so.
Can't accept gifts from fae.
give your own gift to the Baba Yaga, or do you just want to use the ones that I brought with me?
I have some I can give her.
Okay.
Can I give?
I'll just use your gift.
All right.
Can
Sounds
they
like
be
too much effort.
metaphorical gifts like the gift of death?
Like on Doctor Who.
Definitely
from
don't
my
want to
lungs.
give her metaphorical stuff. Again, they are very
All right.
manipulative creatures. If you offer to give them your sorrow, you may never cry again. Which doesn't sound like a curse until you are bottling things up and then everything comes exploding. Yes, I should go. I will give you your gifts when the time is right.
This will be fun.
You are a damaged person, I can tell.
Welcome to Aneria.
We're all shattered here.
Yep.
This
That's
is
the true
the
shattered in area. There's no other.
The friends
But
along
we
the way
will
for the
overcome
shattered.
it. I was just about to say, we will overcome it with the power of friendship.
Yippers.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and skip forward to that evening. Either the evening, or is it you want to do this the evening before, where you want to give your gifts to each other, or do you want to do it on the evening before the trial?
Maybe the night before.
Night before?
If we can swing it.
Yeah.
So is everyone here? You guys have stuff going on? So,
We're all at the table.
as you know, I don't fully sleep each night, and while I've been waiting for each of you to wake up in the mornings,
sleep apnea.
no, I just don't have to.
They have a machine for that if you need it.
I mean, I'm kind of a machine, so I don't need to. Anyway, I have been working on something, and I've actually been carving the figurehead for our ship.
What? What is it?
You've seen the big tarp hanging over it, right?
You point to the giant, and then nobody else has
We'll
noticed
overcome
until
it. What the hell's that?
That's new.
And I would like to show you all. Keep in mind, I'm not an artist, but I think I have done a pretty good likeness. And I will grab the tarp, pull it down, and I have carved a figurehead of our good friend Eve riding Darian, like charging forward, like into the bow of the ship.
Into the unknown.
Yep.
That's amazing.
But it's all written out in like Draconic.
It's all in towards Celestial.
That's true. That's true. These two don't know who the heck you're.
I don't know who that is, but
This is
she's quite striking.
Eve, one of the members of the Wayward Watch, the voice of the wild. I think we've mentioned that.
Yeah. I thought that was a joke, but glad to know it's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
I just think it looks cool.
She's one of
very
my
good
closest friends.
Well done. We miss her.
Rest in peace.
She's still alive.
Oh, you were speaking as if she were dead.
No, this is just more of a
might as
tribute.
well-
Oh.
This
She
is
never
just a
writes.
tribute. Damn it.
There you go.
Sorry.
You're good.
Now I have something for
It's
you.
beautiful.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I have matching outfits. Lederhosen for you, lederhosen for you, lederhosen for
I have
you.
my own.
Actually, it's
Lederhosen for
probably
me.
gone at this point because it's just a magic
Oh,
one.
that's right.
Lederhosen for you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Did you get one for yourself too?
No. No, because you're my band of merry men.
But I'm not married.
Not yet.
I'm sure we'll find a use for them. You're welcome.
Maxwell just be kind of like, okay.
Yeah, you can all add one Lederhosen outfit.
Plus one later, husband.
Yep.
This is what you stole in the night?
I just feel like we should be a united force. And if you're really going to be my sidekicks, then yeah, I think you should have matching outfits. You're used to matching outfits being in the circus, right?
Well, it wasn't quite like that, but
You're used to matching outfits being. You're used. You don't even wear clothes.
I don't.
You're used to matching outfits in your stupid little watch
I am
thingy.
used to matching outfits.
That's probably why you're like, this is so natural. I don't know what's going
It's
on.
a uniform. We have to have a uniform.
Well, perhaps they'll come in handy if we need to disguise ourselves.
Absolutely. I cannot wait for you to wear them.
It's definitely something definitely a disguise.
It is a disguise, that is for sure.
It will go well with this, and I'm going to pull my pink cloak out. My bright pink cloak from Nomenclature.
That does not match
Damn, you look really cool right now.
at all.
Lederhosen and the cloak.
I'm like super jealous.
Quick, Victor, blow some air towards me.
From where?
Intrusive thoughts.
Grab a board or something.
Come on, Preston.
We keep. We're on the same
I'm trying really.
horrible
We're on
wavelength
the bed.
tonight.
I'm trying really hard not to. Like, he turns around and farts at him.
Do we need to separate you two?
It's bad tonight.
Okay.
We're fine. Anyway, you're welcome.
I'll just stand behind him and.
Just fine.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's quite the
Sweet.
gift. I too got a gift for
This is quite
everyone.
the gift.
I accept your gift.
Wonderful.
I'm practicing.
Aramis.
Remember, we can't say thank you for the Fae.
The gift is nice.
You really think so? Think it's nice?
It is a nice set of lederhosen.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a gift for everyone as well.
I thought this was like a bring a gift if you want to kind of thing.
Oh, we're not supposed to bring a gift? Well,
You didn't have to. Doesn't have to.
here. I rewrote everyone's contract so it looks much nicer now, and you can each have a copy.
Leah helped you rewrite the contract.
Yes. There's like a
They're
lot
actually
of,
legal.
There was a lot of redlining that's
Yeah.
like, no, you can't say that. No, you can't
This
do that.
literally will get you thrown out of every court in the land.
That is my gift. You're welcome.
Well, it's good to have updated documentation.
My gift.
Is a song? My gift is my song.
No. I promise to keep you alive in the Baba Yaga scary place. All of
Thank you. I appreciate having my back.
It's wonderful. I don't think I can die, so if you're near me, then you should be safe.
You can't die.
Are you immortal?
I don't know. I don't think I can die.
I haven't died
She
before
just
either.
thinks that.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't yet. That's what I believe is Cory. I don't believe that I can.
I don't think I can die.
I haven't died either.
Not until it happens.
You know?
we could test.
How
But
do
you've almost died. So, right? You told me that.
Well, there's a song about the fountain.
That's embarrassing.
No, it was
Do you have a
heroic.
song written about you? You should write one about yourself. That would
That
be
is-
amazing and
that is-
glorious.
Buster is actually
Poor
working on
taste.
one.
Really?
Let's get back to the not dying thing first. What makes you think you can't die?
Oh, I thought I told you this, but one night I fell into the river and I was under there for a really long time. And when I woke up in the morning, I wasn't dead.
That explains a lot.
Oh yes, you did tell us. You did tell us that. I forgot.
Lack of oxygen.
But just putting this out there, if you ever want to test whether or not you can die, I have the ability to bring you back alive if you do die. Remember that guard? You remember the
I
guard.
remember there was
The
a
one
guy-
with the
Ophelia, yes?
Really seems
Deep cut.
that is a deep cut for sure.
Oops. Was she drowned?
No,
Was she lovesick?
Oh, Ophelia.
she had her neck broken, right?
Can't remember.
Ophelia?
Yeah, I thought she had her neck broken. She jumped out the window.
Ophelia drowns herself.
Give me that dice back. I'm embarrassed now. No, I'm just kidding.
Doesn't she like jump into the river and drowns herself?
I thought she-
There's like
I
that
thought she-
famous
Yeah,
painting.
there's this painting of Ophelia right here.
I guess I'm just not very
British
cultured.
artist Sir Johnson
It's
Evans.
Hamlet.
Yeah, Hamlet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ophelia, character from William Shakespeare's play Hamlet,
not my
scene
favorite
before she
British
drowns
play.
in a river.
Ground.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I thought it was. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Correcting me on Shakespeare.
You should take
gets
his epic die.
Why don't
now
you trade epic
is the
dice,
winter
please?
of our discontent. Do I get
Here,
more if I
here.
quote from Hamlet?
No.
This will seal the deal. You give me one, I give you one, and then that's all to eat it. See?
No,
See, I just quoted the gladiator at you.
I'm offending you, Dad.
that was actually Shakespeare.
Who did the thumb thing?
No. That was the Winter of our
gladiator.
discontent.
Yeah.
Written by Shakespeare.
I love that story about. The shaking spear.
And then Joaquin Phoenix takes his thumb and points it downward. William, I don't even know.
Thine lily-livered face.
I don't even know who Joaquin Phoenix is, but this is going to be great.
This is thine.
I don't even know what film is, but yes.
We're just gonna mix all of them.
Okay. All right. Continuing on here in our wonderful, wonderful evening.
Sorry.
No, it's
I'm the problem.
it's me. I.
Second time we sung that song this night.
The next evening, you're all kind of standing around, finishing up the ship, that sort of thing. You've already paid the dockmaster to watch over it for the evening, and you kind of see the ground in like a little circle next to the ship start like shifting, almost like turning and roiling a bit, and 3 bullets dig their way out of the ground and kind of dig in a little bit of a circle, almost like a biker gang circling something. Not the ship itself, just like a
Street shark.
10-foot area. And then it kind of just collapses inward and a tunnel is revealed. And you hear the scrabbling of claws a few moments coming down the dark tunnel before a creature walks out. He is about 2.5 feet tall. He has no hair on his head or on his body except for 3 strings of red hair. The rest of him is kind of wrinkled pink, and he has like a little bit of a long snouty nose and a pair of goggles on his eyes. And he's wearing just a kilt with a rope belt that has a kind of battered horn attached to it. This is a Mubon, for those of you who have never heard of one before. They are mole people, but you've never seen one that is a hairless one, and he looks rather weird. And he comes scrabbling up the tunnel, and he looks around a little bit.
I lean over the edge and...
Rufus, is that you?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I help you?
You are... Sorry, what was your name again? Leah, like, puts a hand on your shoulder to try and remind you.
Mattress boy.
My name is Brander.
Right.
Oh no.
I'm looking for... Sorry, I should explain. I'm not a fae. I'm looking for
then I am Bolt.
Nice to meet you, Bolt. I am Moops. I'm looking for Victor and the Wayward Watch. Is that you?
That is us. Victor is over here on the ship.
Victor, hello. I am Moops. I am a servant of the Baba Yaga, and I am here to take you to her.
You give them my name, I will kill you.
Again, I am not a fae. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
He said that.
Good practice.
I thought I was not. I thought you were talking to him, and I was like up on the ship, just being like, "Oh, hey."
Leah says, also, if you give somebody else their name, it technically doesn't give them power over you, but still don't do that. It's considered bad form.
What?
Like, if you give the Baba Yaga Victor's name, that doesn't mean that she has power over Victor knowing his name.
He's like trying to
at that
trick
point.
you. That gives them.
However,
they can trick me into saying Rumpelstiltskin or something.
The Fae see it as impolite and almost like you're trying to backstab him by giving out his name. So.
Oh. Well, it might be worth it.
I met a Brander once.
We are ready to go, Moops.
You did. He was real punchable.
It might be the same one.
It's a very punchable name.
Solos gives you a new
very
name.
Brander.
But it just says Brander, in quotations, punch.
Not kill.
Well, it is nice to meet you, Moops.
Nice to meet you as well. If you don't mind, I have a carriage.
Awfully nice for being a servant of the Baba Yaga.
Well, it's not like I want to be a servant of the Baba Yaga or anything, but we do what we do.
Are you a slave?
I am in service to her.
Would you like to hire the Wayward Watch?
Does she pay you?
No. I eat.
So you are a slave.
Listen,
Yes,
guys.
I'm sure.
Indentured servant?
Something like that.
I'm not sure we want to poach or hire help right before we go into a
I
legal
am a
battle.
cautionary tale of why you don't get on her bad side. How about that?
Cautionary tale. We are looking for a crew for the ship.
It's true.
There's an opening.
I'm afraid that I have prior obligations, although I will ask her about it if you are serious about the offer.
Could use
Based
someone.
on the singular interaction, you seem trustworthy.
Perfect.
All right.
I will bring it up.
Why don't you?
Yes.
Lead
Why don't
on.
you lead the
Of
way?
course.
And,
And he is going to scramble back down the tunnel.
yep, I'll follow him in, and then I'll make sure Leah's like right behind me.
Yep, she's going to be staying pretty close.
Got a really bad feeling about this, Victor. I
Well,
hope you don't end up in chains.
no, probably not.
If so, it was, it was fun.
I mean,
It was a good time.
it
Do you
was.
want me to take care of the contract? Want me to hold that?
No.
Just in case?
No.
Don't you want your contracts to live on after your death?
It's probably is my legacy.
We could fulfill the contracts after you die tonight.
You could deliver them to Lyra and let her know where my corpse is, so that she can bring all of the armies of the 8 rings to their doorstep
Sure.
and eviscerate their enemy. Yes, I like this. Okay. I bequeath both of you my contracts in the event I
Are
die.
your other friends coming as well, or are they?
Oh, we're
We're walking as
Okay,
this
good.
is happening.
So you guys get down to the
Yes.
bottom of the tunnel where it kind of evens out.
Can't you hear them scheming?
I don't have very good hearing, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, and as soon as you get down, he does take the goggles back off. It is kind of mostly pitch black down here. There's like some light glow.
I'll use the light feature. Sorry, I
It's
cannot
okay.
see in the dark.
Hey, understandable. Most mortal creatures are like that. Here and
Actually, we're playing a D&D world. Most mortal creatures have dark vision.
very true.
Wait, I'm not supposed to break the fourth wall. Sorry.
Yeah, that's your
Fred.
I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Every time that Torrey talks to the DM, I'm always just thinking it's Fred talking to the DM.
It is Fred.
He waves his hand, and there's a giant sled that has a bullet attached to it.
Ooh.
And he's like, if you'd like to please get on the sled, the trip should take no more than an hour.
These things are quite dangerous. We've fought a few, actually.
They are members of the Court of Night, and as such, Baba Yaga has direct control over them.
We probably shouldn't mention how we killed them.
I mean, they attacked some farmers. We were just protecting them.
No, nobody would get mad at you for killing a monstrosity. I mean, Baba
Except
Yaga.
the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But she also understands that creatures are creatures.
This looks fun. I'll ride on the boulette.
do you
Tries
just
to
hop
climb on top, yeah.
Give me an animal handling check. Let's see what happens.
Eat you alive.
14.
It was a short ride.
The bullet does not react as you get on it, and Moops just goes, oh, "Okay then." And he's going to climb right behind you. And he's going to grab the reins and he's going to wait for everybody to go on. And then
He climbs behind me.
yeah, well, they're not like
Can you even
he's
see her own?
no, he's like arms around you, like peeking out. No, he's just like, because this is a tunnel. It doesn't have any turns to it. Like it literally just is.
I imagine this guy looks like a naked mole rat.
He does. Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what he is.
Okay.
Yeah. He is a taller version of Rufus, like you said.
So they're
He's a little
they're
fatter.
called Mubon?
Yeah, the Mubon.
How do you spell it?
M-U-B-A-W-N.
What nerdy thing did you just say?
It's from Demon Slayer. Muzan Kabutsuji is the bad guy.
Oh,
So
really?
I said Muban Kabutsuji. He's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
This is the
Which version
custom
of
race
Michael
made by your
Oh,
son,
by
actually.
Michael.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know funny.
I was looking it up. I'm like, I can't find this.
That's because they're spelled weird. Yeah, it's M-U-apostrophe Bon like
I
brawn.
spelled Muban like a cow.
Yeah.
Muban.
Yeah, so you got about an hour just kind of traveling down this dark tunnel that apparently these bullets have made. You can see the other 3 trailing behind you, just kind of they look like they're collapsing the tunnel as they go. They're just like scratching and letting it fall down behind. So it looks like you're being chased by an avalanche
So,
of 3 bullets.
moves. How long have you been in service of the Baba Yaga?
Oh, probably about 300 to 400 years now.
Quite a long time.
It kind of loses all meaning after a little bit.
Commence operation free.
Your race quite long-lived.
I'm not exactly sure how long Mubans live. I'm not a Muban.
What are you?
Well, I suppose now I'm a Muban, but I was a human.
Well, we know human don't last. They're maybe 100 years if they're lucky.
It's probably by the grace of the Baba Yaga that she won't let me die.
So if we free you, are you just going to die right away?
Honestly, I don't know how it works.
We should try.
Feel free.
Are you okay dying?
You might have to sign
Yes.
a contract just in case you turn into.
I've been serving the Baba Yaga for 300 to 400 years.
Please end my
Death
suffering.
is fine if that is the case.
Well, now you're just depressing moves, and I don't like it.
We rescind our offer to have you join our.
There's only room enough for one edgelord in this
Oh,
party.
do you want me to play my rusty horn?
Yes.
He's not very good at this.
Move
doesn't-
on, music.
Yep.
I like
It doesn't have any like high or low notes because there's no. It's literally just like one of those like trumpets that's just
Which
a
is like the
curved
same
bit.
note.
Yeah. It's just the same note. He doesn't know how to modify it,
It's
but
like
he'll play that for like 5 minutes.
using his echolocation.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. Unfortunately, I was, like I said, I'm one of the very worst cautionary tales about not trusting the Fae.
Why don't you tell us that tale?
Sure. I used to be a man, a human sorcerer of some renown in a small town, and
your name was Moops back then.
No, my name was something different. But
No, it was Spoom.
Spoon. Don't say that
Backward.
word. Please don't say that word again.
Spoom?
Boom.
We'll put it in the don't say this word along with dumper, please. Oh yeah. All right. Anyway, no, I can't.
Yep.
I don't have my name anymore, obviously, because it was taken by her. That's part of the story, though. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, I was a very attractive man, long,
They all
flowing
think they
red
are.
hair. Yes, I had everyone in town pining for me except for the one that I wanted, and she was marrying a rather ugly butcher. I got a little bit jealous, a lot jealous, and I wanted to win her over myself, and I met this old woman who offered to help me break the two of them up. At first, she offered me invisible thread, that if I tied it into their clothes, they would speak the truth to each other, and I thought that might cause them to fight and break up, but apparently that just made them stronger, and in exchange I gave her my hair, most of it. I believe she cut it off. Not to this length, this happened later. Then I decided to try and use a cloth that she offered, and he kind of like gestures at the kilt that he's wearing, that if it covers the face, it turns the person that it covers into a monstrosity, changes them from what they are to a monstrosity. And all she asked in return was for a drop of my blood and the magic inside of it that was, what little was inside of a single drop of blood. That didn't work either. He turned into a giant and ran and got chased out of town. And she ran after him and brought him back and convinced everybody to keep him around. And they still had a strong relationship. So naturally, at this point, I was very upset, and again, this is back then. I feel very much regretful for everything.
Sounds like she just wasn't that into you.
No, yes, exactly. She wasn't, and I thought that there had to be something.
Wait, the old lady or
no, the other one, the girl.
Right.
So I asked the old woman if there was anything that she could give me that would allow her to love me. And she offered me a golden needle, and said if I pricked my love with it, she would have eyes only for me. And I accepted, and in exchange she said that all she wanted was my name. And I didn't think anything of it at the time. She just sounded like she wanted to know who she'd been working with. And so I gave her my name and went off on my own. Well, I did end up...
You're not supposed to give the Fae your name.
I know that now. Unfortunately, I never grew up in a place where the Fae were really much of a concern. Although, there were a lot of Fae nearby. I should have known this.
Where did you grow up?
Oh, it was a small town over on the southeastern continent.
What was your name before Muban again?
I can't.
Southeastern
say it.
continent,
It was-
before the world was...
No,
Broken.
this was after the breaking.
It was a trick question. I wanted to see if you learned your lesson.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, so I did end up pricking the finger of my love after during our conversation, and it turns out that when the Baba Yaga said that she would have eyes only for me, it means that she was blind to literally everything else but me.
How did you prick her? Did you sneak in her room at night?
Well, I went to speak with her and talk with her and ask her how she was doing because she'd been through a lot of trauma, pretending like I was a caring shoulder to cry on, that sort of thing.
You were pretending?
Yes.
That's
I was a very awful man back then. That
Sounds like it.
Yes. And she was asking me to examine the very cloth that I had used to curse her husband, or her soon-to-be husband. And when she was passing me the cloth, I jabbed her. Well, anyway, she grew blind, realized that I was lying to her because apparently seeing all of me, only me, means that she can see all of me. It was something that wasn't really in the cards there. So she got really scared and she threw the cloth at me. And unfortunately, it landed on my face, and now I'm this. I went back to the old woman to try and get some help, and then that's when I realized who I had been working for, or who I had been working with, and now serving.
Sounds
Don't
like you
think we
made
want him on the crew.
No, you made a lot of mistakes on the way. You hit every mistake branch. on
It's
the
true,
way.
yes. Yep.
Number one, jealousy is not attractive at all.
No, it's... And again, we're talking about 300 years ago. I have had plenty of time for self-reflection.
No, I feel like
in
we
my
need to
servitude.
keep making you feel bad about
That's
this.
completely understandable. If
Okay.
that is what you wish, if you wish to beat me down more, it's just more of the same for me. And then, silence for, the next 2 minutes. Anyway, I heard that she ended up doing fine. She became mayor of the town. They actually named it after her family, which was great.
What was the town name?
Oh, it's now called Bell's Watch.
Oh.
Yes. Apparently, she learned to use her lack of sight to help her fight in more furious ways and all that.
I know how to do that too.
Yeah, you can do it, Bell's Watch. You defend. That's where you
Yes.
guys got the Wayward
on the road
Watch.
to Terror.
Yep.
Yeah.
We know Bell's Watch. I actually, when first time I went to Bell's Watch, I myself was blind. But now I see.
Yes. Anyway,
So
I
bad.
hate myself for that.
I wish I would have done things differently. That's for sure.
Yes. Hindsight is 20/20. I'm sure she was seeing your hindsight all the time.
I mean, if you're the only thing that you can see it wherever. So, I assume that throughout her life, she kept catching glimpses of me. Yes.
Were you stalking her?
No, I wasn't. It's just, if you literally can't see anything else in the world, the one thing that you can see, you can always see it. Again, it's not a very...
Well-
we're almost here.
I officially rescind the offer to be on our crew.
I understand. Nobody ever really wants to have moops around.
Nobody likes me.
I'll still try to
We'll try.
get you free.
Listen,
Exactly.
I heard the story about the guy named Dobby, and I will see if she can give you a sock, okay?
I mean, she gave me the belt. Does that count?
Then I think you are free, based on house elf rules.
We have to consult the book.
Leah's like, house elves aren't a thing. That's a child's tale that the 8 Rings tells everybody. No offense, Victor.
He's just...
Anyway, I believe we're here, and the tunnel opens up again, and you all exit out into kind of a murky swamp. And let's see here.
Look at you.
I think
What does it smell like?
it smells like
I'll tell you what it smells like.
yeah.
It smells like.
That was ominous. I'll
Yeah,
tell
that
you
was-
what
oh,
it smells
geez,
like.
It
Sounds
smells
like
like
you're gonna tackle him.
Lesden's
Put your armpits on me.
armpits.
Lesdens.
It's one of my brothers.
Again, we need to talk to this Lesden and make sure he's having proper hygiene. It sounds like he's got an overgrowth of bacteria.
Perhaps he needs to learn how to bathe.
Yes. Hey, I remember there was that potion once. He could get this potion. It's really
I
cool.
really don't care to help him.
Oh, well, does he like being stinky? It could be considered an anti-help.
All right, if you would all exit the
Yeah,
slide,
we'll climb
please.
off.
So you enter. You're in this kind of glade. There's kind of water all around and a bunch of trees. There is a set of solid earth in the middle that you are let out on. Around you, the trees are filled with all manner of monstrous creatures, including wicked dogs that seem to shudder in and out of existence, large misshapen purple giants with yellow eyes, and squat myconids, among others. And then sitting at the far end of the clearing on a beaver dam is an old woman that Bolt and Victor recognize, but neither of you two have ever seen, the Baba Yaga. What the heck are you
I
doing?
got the remote.
It's not the remote. What the heck are you...
Wait.
Oh, okay. I get. I was. Well, you start touching over here, and I'm like, did I say him instead of they them? No. I didn't get a dice thrown at me. Is that
the doorbell.
The doorbell. Back to the Bob.
Since we are
the
in the
next
next
classic.
Since we are in
Yep.
like a pseudo Fey realm or the Fey realm.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Anyway, she is sitting on a beaver dam, and her large throne is actually rocking back and forth with her. She's kind of an old, wrinkled woman. She's got long, kind of tangled, wild hair, and she goes, welcome to, at least part of the Wayward Watch.
Oh, I'm part of the Wayward Watch now.
Oh, really? And who are you, my dear?
What was my code name? I'm Inspector Gadget.
And you?
Tiddlywinks.
Incorrect.
You
I'm
are
a songsmith.
songs. I see that.
That's so cool.
I see that you've done your homework. Well, it's nice to meet you. I am the Baba Yaga.
She looks so cool.
I turned to Leah.
Thank you.
Can I say it's nice to meet you?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you as well.
We've met before, Bolt.
Nice to see you again.
Please call me the Builder.
Of course. You didn't give me your names last time. I just know them, just so you know. And, of course, what do I want to have you named this evening?
The Innocent. You may refer to me as the Innocent.
That remains to be seen. And she points
Shucks.
at Leah, and Leah goes, you may refer to me as the Council. I see you've lawyered up.
We figured it would be
Forgive us.
prudent.
She's on retainer. She's with us all the time. You know,
I see.
Really good.
this was definitely not done specifically for this.
Leah clears her throat and she says, Baba Yaga, we do have a gift to provide to you for being so gracious as to let us into your home. And she takes out, first of all, she takes out a kind of like this small sack and she goes, this is bubble gum from Southport. Baba Yaga takes it and goes, oh, very interesting.
Is it like the one that's like in a tape?
On the tape.
Yeah.
Bubble tape. And she's like,
And then she's going to hand Leah a wax candle, and Leah goes, "A wonderful exchange." And then she's going to turn around and she's going to hand you an item, so you get to pick between one of these four, or do you want just a random item?
Just random.
Just random for the Chaos Girl.
Chaos Queen.
Queen, sorry. You get a dream catcher with griffin feathers. Made with
Ooh.
griffin feathers, yeah.
Do I have to give it to her? I
Yes.
kind of want this for myself.
I mean, I can give you one of the other ones if you want that.
Baba Yaga, thou great and glorious, white-haired, whatever you are.
I like your new friend.
I bestow
She's quite the
upon
character.
you
Agreed.
this dream catcher, so your dreams... Do you like dreams or nightmares?
I like anything.
It's a reverse dream catcher. It'll give you all the nightmares you want.
Well, I accept. And in exchange, and she's going to reach down and she's going to hold up a necklace of teeth. Human and elven teeth. So just regular like molars. Something else that was taken in the evening from small children.
I love it. She'll put it on.
Perfect.
And I have for you a custom blend of spices from the one and only Ainor.
And she pops the cap.
Delectable.
Very, very good. I was not expecting such a interesting gift. And she kind of like twirls her hands a little bit, and one of the sections of the swamp kind of like bubbles up, almost like a methane bubble, and then pops out and starts floating, and it floats over to you, and as it gets to you, it hardens. The shell of it hardens and kind of lands in your hands, and you can tell it's kind of almost like a crystal. And she says, full of methane, if we're talking about random distinctive smells.
An equivalent exchange.
Seems kind of gross. She's giving
She
him a
just gave him a
fart.
fart.
I have 12 and a half ideas for this.
The fart cannon.
Hey Aramis, remember that thing we were talking about?
Just shove it in and explode a fart on people.
Unpleasant smell.
Darka. He said Darka.
Despicable me. And your lady,
I'm in the background doing the whole like crystal ball thing with it.
Yeah.
It is good to see you again, and I know that our last encounter was not so sweet, so I also brought you an assortment of sweets. Tricky sugar bombs.
Okay. And these ones are especially magical. And she pops one into her mouth, and smoke just starts like trailing out of her ears a little bit. Well then, I suppose. And she's going to kind of like wander her hand through seemingly nothing, and then she's going to pluck out what appears to be a single, not lozenge. What is it? Like the caramel candies, you know, that old people always have.
Yeah.
A word.
Like a
Yeah, like a
butterscotch?
Yep.
Butterscotch.
Like a Werther's butterscotch, and it's in full like Werther's wrapping paper, and she's going to hand it.
Plucked it right out of this
An
world.
equivalent exchange.
She's gonna pop another one in her mouth, and her eyes go black and kind of drain out of her face for a moment before reappearing.
For you, Baba Yaga, I have an emblem.
And I will present her with a patch of the emblem of Zolos.
Okay. Something from a god. Your god?
This god, I think you would get along with.
I know Zolos and his brother.
He has a brother.
What?
If you were not aware, that is my exchange to you. The knowledge that Zolos indeed does have a brother.
It's an equivalent exchange.
Well, now that the pleasantries are out of the way.
Victor's gonna be looking like really longingly with like puppy eyes over at not Lyra.
Leah?
Leah. I keep wanting to call her Lyra.
Yeah.
And he'll like have the thing and he'll be like starting to open it and he's like looking over at her to see if she like nods yes or no. He opens it and pops it in his mouth.
It's just a regular Werther's.
I love these. They're so good.
But you've never had a Werther's.
This is
Like this is literally like it is an Earth Werther's that has been she's reached through the realms
she
and grabbed
she
it.
plucked it out of some old lady's purse.
Yep.
You know what was so good? At Epcot, the Werther's
Popcorn.
popcorn.
Yeah, so good.
So
knew you
I
were
guess
going there.
it's magical in the sense of you've never had anything quite this sweet before.
It's an everlasting
This
Werther's.
is
You know what? Yeah, sure. She enchanted it. It's everlasting.
delicious. And I'll keep the wrapper, so that way I can put it back in whenever I need something sweet.
So gross.
Yes. And
Anyone
specifically,
sugar
in
dips,
case you're
I can just
curious,
give
Leah
to
nodded
somebody.
because this was not a gift of food, it was an exchange
Right.
of food, right? Well,
Oh, I thought you were just asking, like, is it okay if I eat during court?
Yeah,
You know? Like,
It's like a candy necklace.
no. It's regular teeth. They're not even clean.
Tastes like saliva and blood.
Mm.
I love it.
The tooth fairies do good work.
How many are there?
Oh, I think I've got a couple hives around here somewhere.
They're under your control.
Yes, everything monstrous falls into the court of night.
What about the bone fairies?
the bone fairies? Oh yes,
The bigger
bone
cousins
fairies.
of the tooth fairy.
Indeed.
You heard of them?
No.
Yes.
They steal your bones.
Yes, when you lose a bone, you put it under your pillow, and the bone fairy comes and takes it.
What does it give you?
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
What is the going rate for a tooth?
Electrum. It gives you Electrum.
5 silver.
Well, I have plenty of teeth. Okay, so I have those.
Tooth fairy.
We should start taking the teeth.
Leah
off
clears
the
her
people.
throat and says, Great Baba Yaga, are you the one who is going to be presiding over this court? I feel that might be a conflict of interest. And she sighs and says, Unfortunately, the word got out from someone that this was a matter that involved Victor. And the other courts, which I have been endeavoring to work with, have declared that it deserves a true tribunal. And to think I voted for her. Anyway, they should be on their way soon, and we'll get started once they're here. And in the meantime, I'm also waiting for my council. I will not be representing myself. I will just be presiding over everything.
Wise decisions.
Question for you, Baba Yaga.
Yes.
Hypothetically speaking, if there were one of your servants who was kind of ready to take a break, who was kind of naked mole rat person,
You've been speaking to Moops, and
Yeah,
he
well-
wants to die.
what would it take? You feel kind of bad for him.
Well, if I'm losing a servant, I'd like to gain one as well. Are you interested?
No, but I'm sure I could find you one.
Who's this guy? His name's Brander?
Don't make deals with the Bay.
I'm just saying. This is hypothetically speaking. Molds, obviously.
We'll see how this
Hoorah.
case goes, this evening goes, and we'll decide from there. Those crickets really are getting in a tizzy, aren't they?
Quiet down, frogs.
Yeah.
It's mating season.
Quite warm.
And actually, they start parting the creatures
frogs,
around the edges.
The frogs start partying.
Yeah, the frogs, the
whole-
insects,
We
and
look down and the whole thing is just nothing but
it's
frogs.
just frogs all the way down. And they start parting, and another woman starts gliding her way into the glade. She is pretty much skin stretched across bones, blue skin. She has long, stringy hair that kind of falls in her face and looks very wet. And as she kind of, again, she's kind of gliding and her feet are just kind of dangling and scraping against the water. And as she approaches, she kind of steeples her long fingers together and gives you a very wide, two-eyed smile. And she goes, Forgive me for being late, Mother. I was busy. And they sound exactly the same because I can only do one hag voice, so leave it at that.
Ooh, this actually leads me to an excellent question. This is your daughter, Baba Yaga.
All witches are my daughters.
So, were you ever a baby?
I was born out of mud and pain.
And can you remember being born? They
I
said
was-
you can remember everything.
Yes, I was fully grown when I was born.
Are you like a Benjamin Button?
Are you asking if I'm aging backwards?
Yes.
Because the
That's
Baba Yaga
exactly what
definitely
I mean.
has meta knowledge as well.
I do mean that.
She watched that movie.
Yes.
She gave it like a 5.
She's like, if it's
okay.
happening, it's happening
Kinda weird.
extremely slowly for my tastes.
Really?
I mean, I've been alive for millennia.
So which stage of life are you most looking forward to? The baby part? Or like the teenage part?
I would like to be a teenager. If I had a mother that I could like slam the door in her face. Yeah, that would be great.
I like it.
Anyway, this
Perhaps
is
hang up the communication ring.
yeah. This is one of my daughters, Melba. She is an old friend of Breva. I know you remember Breva.
I don't
Very
know Breva.
briefly.
That was so bad. That was so bad it was good.
It was. And Melba kind of gives you a glare, and before turning around and saying, "Of course, I have a gift for you, Mother." And she pulls out a doll that looks surprisingly similar to Victor. And she says, "Something for you to play with while we determine your fate." And she hands it to the Baba Yaga as she glares at you.
When I go,
We should go for mistrial.
Mistrial, you have a... Yeah.
you have a representation of the.
And then the Baba Yaga...
Where did the doll hurt you?
She
Show me
takes
where
one of her
Victor's
wild
idea.
hairs and plucks it out of her head and hands it to Melba, who takes it and says, "An equivalent exchange."
You know what you could do with a piece of hair from the Baba Yaga? You could make a voodoo doll.
Moops. And Moops comes waddling up. Yes. Would you please show them to their positions? And he goes, "Right this way, please."
Assume the position.
Yep. And
Don't
as he
mind if I
leads you
do.
over to one side of the kind of this dirt area, a bench kind of rises up that looks like it's been carved out of a fallen log. And he says, "You'll be right here."
Okay. Yep. Take a seat.
We are just waiting for the arrival of the other courts. They're each sending their representative.
This seems oddly familiar.
Yes.
Really? I've never seen this before.
This is similar to what happened last time, and then Ezra got all like smug and like tried to.
I mean, I could see why. She's kind of... You know,
Well, no, not her. It was a different one of the others. He was trying to schmooze her, you know, like trying to become his concubine or something, or her concubine.
well, for
Oh,
the
yeah,
right
the-
amount of money.
That
claw?
does not
Talon.
sound like a good
Talon.
idea.
Claw.
No,
I think it was the claw.
So the first one that shows up is a large, as in the size of a carriage, gray wolf that pads into the clearing. When he reaches the center, his body shifts and shrinks until a rough-skinned, bearded man in a fur cloak remains. The scars on his old face give him a near constant scowl. And he walks up to the Baba Yaga and he pulls out a green leaf and he says, "The Summer Court."
4 legs?
2 legs.
2 legs. Okay.
He says, "The Summer Court bids you hello, Baba Yaga." And she takes it and hands him a root and says, "And the Court of Night recognizes the scarred wolf from the Summer Court." And then he takes a seat, and like a stump kind of rises up out of the...
Remind me, is
Thank-
this is not the same one as the one that came last time?
No, the Emerald
That was the-
Stag.
the
That was
Stag.
Emerald Stag.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I remembered something about
Yep.
like antlers, Malfurion
Yeah.
style.
So then you're all kind of sitting there, and who's got the highest passive perception?
My passive
And what is it?
is
I only have
That's
10.
not good. Mine is
15.
15?
All right, it's you.
Victor, you're kind of sitting there, and you're the first one who notices like the slight purring behind you. And soon enough, a black panther comes around, and as it kind of like stops up, it morphs back into a woman with a slim body, auburn hair, and draped in a night black cloak. A simple band wraps around her head, emblazoned with chunks of raw obsidian. And she kind of pats your shoulder and gives you a playful smile, and she says, "Hello again, Victor."
He'll do a deep bow ceremoniously. It is nice to see you again.
Is this the claw? Oh, the one that Ezra was like, bow chicka bow wow.
Precisely.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Does.
I don't know what he was looking at, really.
Whoever did win between you two.
That has not been settled, but perhaps tonight it will.
Depending on how everything else goes.
That's true.
And she'll step up to the Baba Yaga and she says, "The Fall Court recognizes, or it greets you, Baba Yaga," and hands her a kind of multicolored autumnal leaf. And she takes it and hands back a root and says, "Welcome, the Claw." And then she sits down.
And all the crickets go wild.
Actually, the crickets are going wild because there's some roiling happening in the water. and this elephant-sized frog peels himself out of the water.
Ergoblast, everyone down!
And you can see like the water
He'll never
cascading. He's kind of bright green with black spots. And
Was
his
he at the
pupils-
castle that we...
No, he wasn't actually. His pupils seem to warp and shift as you stare at them. And as he actually takes like a giant leap forward towards the stump, and as he does, he shrinks down to a more manageable size.
Do I have to roll a wisdom
and
save?
lands. No, you don't. And he actually is going to he is going to kind of bow his head and kind of plop out a. Does he plop out of his mouth? He drops a root.
Another frog.
Who gives him one in return? And he goes. The Winter Court says, "Hello, Baba Yaga," and she goes, "And I recognize you, Frog King Roke."
Wait, so the winter was like the She of Many Tangles.
Nope, that was the Spring Court.
That was spring.
Yep, which is actually the next court.
Oh.
And you pretty much nailed it on the head. Vines spring from the ground and wrap up into a fairly feminine form with a gown made of moss and hair of cascading vines that fall to her waist and adorned with red hibiscus blossoms. And she turns around and gives you guys a wave, and she says, "Nice to see you again."
And you as well.
Would the spring court be the one that like elves would be most akin to?
So
or-
if you're from Taria Moon, it's the summer court.
Okay.
If you grew up in Bleakwood, the fall court is the one that you probably most likely have associated with.
Okay.
So-
That is the fall.
Yep. So the fall court and the claw is probably you've probably never met the claw,
Sure, but I've
she's-
heard
yeah.
stories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she's the one you disrespected. And she's going to walk up and she's going to offer a giant like
As Aramis or as
elephant
Oh.
leaf, like the big like
Yeah. Big
Oh,
palm
the-
frond or
yeah.
something.
not a palm frond, but more like a
Monstero?
Elephant.
yeah, like one of those like
Elephant
pitcher
ear.
plant leaves or something,
Yeah.
and she gets a root in return. And she says, "We recognize She of Many Tangles."
A pitcher plant is like perfect for her because it's a carnivorous plant. Like it makes sense for the Emerald Wilds.
And then she sits down as well, but you notice that there's one more stump that rises up, a fifth stump, and the scarred wolf actually turns and says, "Melba, have you selected your fifth member of this tribunal? As the accused, it is your right to add the deciding vote if we disagree." And she goes, "Oh yes, of course." And she snaps her fingers and Moops comes waddling up again. He's going to reach into his pocket and, not pocket, but like a little pouch at his side. And he's going to start pulling out, and it's this long leg wooden pole, and he pops it out. And it's an ordinary broom. And he lays it down on the stump. And everybody just kind of looks at it in confusion for a moment before the Baba Yaga twirls her hand.
Bastard.
And it transforms into a tall, lanky man with like a very pronounced Adam's apple, a hooked nose, and this long, bristly hair that sticks straight up. And he looks around very nervously, and the Baba Yaga leans forward and says, "Welcome, John Broom. I think with that, we're ready to begin."
I think we've lost. You bastard.
And with that, I think we are going to call it for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. I had a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what happens next time. Before we leave, don't forget to do the usuals: liking, commenting, subscribing, ringing that dinger, as we like to say around here.
Ding,
Yep.
ding, ding.
Tell us what you would give the Baba Yaga and what you would hope for in return.
Yeah.
An equivalent exchange, and give us your name.
Dorcas.
We know you're out there.
We
Stop
see
hiding.
you.
But until next time, thank you so much, and good evening.
Thanks, guys.
Good
morning.
evening.
Good afternoon.
Aloha.
We didn't even get to what I had written in like the last half hour. Woo woo! Good job, guys.
That's because we are on the derailment train.
The crazy
The
train.
Derail
The
Express.
RP Express.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad for it.
Just means you have like half your episode for next time. Right?
Exactly. I debated on like who was going to be the fifth member for a while there, the fifth trial person. And I thought Maggie Bramblecheeks might be a good option. I thought about just picking somebody randomly from the multiverse and having it end up be a guy named Jeb from Earth that gets pulled in.
He's just like,
I don't know why I'm here, you know?
You can only go home if you vote my side.
Yeah. But I decided to go John because I thought that would be...
that's perfect that you
Just
threatened him earlier.
Yeah, good job.
Yep.
Victor
Sorry, John.
needs to be a little more kind to, inanimate or animate objects.
What is
Inanimate, animate
John
objects.
Broomsman. Anyway,
Cautionary tale as the AI lords start to rise. Make sure you're treating
Sorry,
your
what did you say?
Amazon and
I'm just curious, what's the beef with John Broomsman?
I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's
I think
basically
one
just
time you tried to fly and it was John, and
that
you
was
thought he
that was
tricked
where
you.
the main beef came
Yeah,
from.
and you
But
were like,
before
dude, what the
that,
heck?
you were always threatening him before that.
I was.
Yeah,
It was like
he-
we grabbed a broom and it was like it
Because
was.
you
that the
had
one-
lost.
You tried
I
to
was
sell
trying
to the
to, I
mayor,
was trying
right?
to take the
Singer,
broom,
right?
and
that was the one that you tried to sell.
I tried to grab
to
one
Mayor
of the
Saul.
magic brooms that were going around sweeping things, and I was
Yeah.
trying to sell it like to one of the people in the town. But as soon as I was leaving or something, I can't remember what happened. But there was a mix up, and so then I had hard feelings towards him because he made me look bad against the guy I was trying to sell him to.
I would have
You know.
hard feelings too.
So
Yeah, you were actually there for John.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
and then when I fell off
Way
then when I fell
back
off
in
the
day.
thing and I tried to pull the broom out, then
Yeah.
it was not my broom. It was
Because
John.
Lyra gave you
Because Lyra
John.
and John. So I fell to my death.